Oh, no, that's not the right one. There we go. Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
That's not the right one. Perfect. Let's just blow the dust off this old campaign. There we go.
It's only been like...
Air it out.
2 months.
Apologies. Summer is a terrible time for me because I work in the arts, and the arts tend to happen on weekends in the summertime now that things are back open. So
we're just going to take all the sheets off furniture real quick.
Yeah, basically. Air it out. Wow. Look at all the dust in here.
Last session was June 12th.
Oh, God.
I remember June. Those were the times.
It's September. Oh, my God. Yes, my apologies for that. But we're back.
Does anyone remember how to play Dungeons and Dragons?
What does the D stand for?
I rolled the spaghetti noodle.
Oh, I don't even have my dice. Okay. Well, welcome everyone.
I have my dice.
This is session, I believe, 27.
Yes.
Got the dice here. Of Roll for Severity's second D&D campaign. We stream live every Sunday at noon PST, right here at twitch.tv/rollforseverity.
Except for the Sundays we don't.
In the off Sundays, also, OminousGiggle here DMs his campaign at 5 p.m. PST. That's a fun kind of shit show. It's a different kind of shit show than the flavor of this campaign, because y'all are freaking weird. But still shit show nonetheless.
We make perfectly rational decisions.
And it usually involves in lynching mayors.
Unfortunately, you do, and it's weird. Can't even blame you for it. Anyways, I am Miss Wolfinger, the DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by the 3 lovely players that you see before you, Kit, Tom, and Giggle. If you are looking to rewatch any past episodes, they are all uploaded onto YouTube, and you can rewatch the videos at your leisure a week after they have aired, assuming Giggle does what he's supposed to do.
Sometimes?
Yeah, they'll eventually get up there. Before we get underway, there's a few quick things to go over. First things first, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes things like bits, subscriptions, direct donations, and then any sales from the Roll for Severity store. This month's charity is the YESS, Youth Empowerment and Support Services. It's an Edmonton-based organization that provides low-barrier shelters, temporary housing, and individualized support for youth ages 15 to 24. You can check out their website at yess.org or on Twitter at yessorg. Having previously mentioned the store, Roll for Severity has one. It's full of really cool swag and your typical, t-shirts and fanfare. It's up on tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity, or you can click a link somewhere below the stream for some easy access. Another point to make is this is not a pre-made 5th Ed campaign by any means. We have varied rules. We use different player mechanics and in-game adjustments. Is that Stitches I hear?
Yes.
Aw, hi Stitches. We also make different in-game adjustments, so the rules as you know them for 5th Ed may not always be as written. So it's going to be really homebrewed up in here. I don't think there's any other announcements to make, so without further ado, and good luck players, what happened last time?
We lynched our second mayor of the campaign.
Giggle's been holding on to that one for 3 months.
Just so ready. Yeah.
We have yet to actually kill a human ourselves.
Yes. We've been responsible for the deaths of multiple humans, but we haven't actually personally killed any.
Yep.
I think
our last session we actually went out of our way to not kill them.
Yes.
Specifically to keep that streak going.
I think we're in the desert now, but we might have not teleported yet. I forget.
We haven't teleported just yet.
We might be doing the D&D equivalent of a Nuzlocke run. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, I specifically, that last encounter, I was like, I'm gonna get them. There's no way, because there's no monsters here. It's all people.
This is gonna get really fun when I get bigger AoE spells. It's just gotta happen.
It's absolutely going to happen eventually, but it's entertaining to see how long we can go before we actually kill a person ourselves.
Kill someone.
Yeah, Thomas, can you rules lawyer your way into a non-lethal fireball is my question.
I need to do more digging into magic. I'll need a minute.
Well, see, except here's the thing: as long as the NPC doesn't hit 0 and then also take their max health again, then they don't instantly die, which means Naroke can do what he did in the last run and just go up and spare the dying on these fuckers. Also, we're about to go into some cursed temple thing, or cursed, pyramid thing, I'm guessing, so I'm assuming most of them are already dead, at least once.
Interesting.
From what I recall, Naroke got a hat that rains.
Yep.
And we're going to the desert. We're getting teleported to the desert, I think.
Or at least the city near the desert.
Somewhere east. Yes. The last we talked, you were going to head in that direction. Unless anyone decides, for whatever reason, they want to change directions. But our heroes are currently in the town of Newport, where yet another mayor has met a terrible demise.
In the hands of the citizens who wanted justice.
Yes. And
And
you guys
the
were the
jerks
puppeteers.
who orchestrated it.
Yes. The group of cultists was specifically from the Devil's Eye cult, hired by the heroes of the Shard to track down and kidnap an elf named Terran in hopes of using his powers for their own benefit, his powers of teleportation, because they seem to be down a boat that was meant to take them around.
Oops. Whoopsie.
Definitely don't know how that happened.
It's going to be their main means of transportation, but they no longer
Geez, how unfortunate for them. Don't know how that happened.
Terran had, of course, refused to be used as their little puppet, so a ritual was started to make him a literal puppet and subdue him so they would have control of his powers. Of course, the heroes stood in and disrupted the ritual, saved Terran.
Rolled in screaming, blinded by the light.
Did you?
We started out that encounter with me casting the daylight spell in the middle of a dark cave in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. The unofficial soundtrack of that scene was almost definitely blinded by the light.
By the light, absolutely. Yes, I forgot about the daylight, which is why you got the drop on. You were outnumbered, but of course they were all blinded. Yeah, well done. I should have given you some cool points for that. Either way, Meeks, the mayor of Newport, played a huge role by feeding information to the cult about Terran, who lived in her town. And now she got her comeuppance. And Terran is free, reunited with his sister Irisol and his lover Desric. So, players, it is the next day. Meek's screams and protests can no longer be heard. You've all had a wonderful night's sleep at the inn that you're staying in. What would you like to do?
I think we got to go talk to Terran at some point to get our ride out to whatever part of the desert we're going to.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, you are going to the desert, so if there's anything specific you would like.
Naroke specifically bought a hat that rains. In addition to that, we should probably also. Are you high enough level to cast to create food and water?
I am.
Okay.
It takes a third level spell slot a day.
Okay. Well, that's your only third level spell slot, correct?
I have 2.
You have 2? Okay. So we should still pack food and water.
Probably be a good idea just in case I need to use the create food and water for other things. Or use that third level spell slot for other things. That being said, Naroke would want to go and have... There's a blacksmith in town, right?
There surely is a blacksmith in town, yes.
Excellent. Naroke's going to get him to grind down 100 gold worth of silver into powder.
100 gold worth of silver. Yeah, no, he can definitely do it. He says it's going to take him a bit of time. If he gets right on it, maybe like 2 hours, because he's also going to have his apprentice try his hand at it. But it can be done in 2 hours' time.
Spiffy.
Do I want to know why you want this?
It's a spell component.
Okay, that makes sense. And Endris, still a part of your party. Just going to put this out there. She will create food and water.
Oh, she
Good
will?
to know, just in case.
Yeah. So just as like a don't feel like you need to be constrained by that, she is still going to help guide you.
Okay, well,
for
she's
this
going to be
next
taking...
adventure.
If she's going to take prepare or create food and water, then I will swap that spell to something different.
Yeah, it just seems like it's the better thing. She's kind of supporting you guys at this point.
And she has
Yeah.
remove curse still, correct?
And that's
Yeah, she still has remove curse.
yeah. That'll be a good emergency measure for if the shit hits the wind. In terms of our supplies.
Yes. Healing word. Yeah, no, she's got a lot going.
What spells does Endris have right now? Or like what is she rolling and prepared with?
Remove curse, create food and water, cure wounds, healing word, inflict wounds, bless. And what are her cantrips? Resistance, sacred flame, spare the dying. So just a lot of healy mumbo jumbo.
Okay. In that case, Naroke will probably check in with Nick and Marsh and find out like what is what do we feel is going to be super valuable for our trip. Because I've got water walk, which allows me to walk across any liquid surface. Doesn't just require water, but that does include things like acid, mud, snow, quicksand, water, or lava. Although lava, I still take heat damage.
Heat damage.
And I can
Quicksand.
cast that on up to 10 creatures.
Seriously?
Up to 10 million creatures you can see within range. Gain this ability for 1 hour. Yeah.
Why doesn't Kay use that on us?
Man, Jesus was a punk.
Yeah, he could have taken his whole crew across. It's like, no, just me. The rest of you can take a fucking boat.
Sorry, guys.
All
right, that's cool. I didn't realize it was more than just water.
I've got tongues, so I can talk to creatures or anything that has a spoken language. As Mel giggles at the thought of tongues. Speak with dead, which I can ask them questions. We use this on our beloved train ride.
Yes, that was fun.
Sending, which I'll have to prepare towards the end of our trip when we're heading back, so that I can let the boat know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't have enough diamonds for Revivify yet. So there's no point in preparing it until I have those.
Mm-hmm.
I can also do Remove Curse. Protection from energy. So I can give one person resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Motivational speech definitely isn't Naroke. Meldon
I would be tempted to know what a motivational speech from Naroke sounds like, but I don't think it would be good.
I'm pretty sure it would go from, rather than bolstering allies, it's just psychic damage to all within audible range. Meld into stone, mass healing word, incite greed. I'm not taking Glyph of Warden because I'm not spending 200 gold every time I want to cast the spell, and I can't take the things with me. Daylight, Clairvoyance, Bestow Curse, or Beacon of Hope.
What is clairvoyance? And how will that affect me?
Clairvoyance is you
I create an eye
place a
that I
security
can watch things.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can make a security camera.
That's cool.
For 10 minutes, yeah.
Yes.
Definitely up to the party what they feel is going to be beneficial on this next trip.
I was going to say that walk on water doesn't seem terribly useful in a desert, but you know, knowing Mel, that would come up just because I said that.
Yeah, basically. Well, I didn't know that quicksand counts as water in this case.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying.
Yeah, the spell explicitly says water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava, as if it were a harmless solid ground.
I think because we have like a lot of unknowns, I think tongues would probably be useful just because we don't know what we're getting into, and there's a good chance we don't know to speak whatever needs to be spoken. So
Yeah,
that
we
one
end
might-
up talking ourselves out of enough situations that I feel tongues would be useful.
Okay, then Naroke repair tongues instead of create food and water. Spiffy. So yeah, aside from having to wait for the couple hours for getting the metal ground down, I don't think Naroke has anything else high on the must obtain list.
Okay, you guys have the clothing and stuff that you want?
Does anyone wear like armor, like metal armor?
Naroke does.
Roke.
Okay, we might want to get Naroke a white cloak or cape of some kind so he doesn't cook inside of his armor.
Do you have any resistances to heat, Naroke?
Resistance to cold.
He's a Goliath, so
right.
no, categorically.
That being said, I think before we had like gotten like cloaks and stuff like that, because that had been at the same time that I got the big fancy hat that rains.
No, that makes sense.
This is true.
Yeah, I think we'd already prepared, like, gone and purchased clothes specifically for the trip through.
That would make sense. If you bought a hat that rains, then I feel like at the same time,
Yeah,
it would be like...
Yeah, we had already gone through and procured weather appropriate gear.
Okay.
All right.
I have a wide brimmed hat and randomly raining hat.
I have 20 rations, so I think we're okay there.
How many rations does Naroke have in his? I've got. Yeah, that one's quite. So I've got 14 rations in my chest on my back.
Plus a plethora of other things in there.
Plus a plethora of other things.
Occasionally, for the party, when you're walking with Naroke, every once in a while you'll hear a little ruckus, some scratching, some chittering from the potion vials.
The potion bottles in there that are running around.
Yeah. So, just, for flavor. They are still there. They are still kind of ornery at times.
It's to be expected.
Cool. Well, if nobody wants to specifically grab anything else from Newport, then I imagine you'll go find Taryn, Irasil. A lot of them. I
think so, yeah.
Yep.
And do we have... Or actually, when we go and see Taryn, Naroke's going to ask, so are we going to another city and then go into the desert, or do you just drop us off in the middle of the sand?
Well, hopefully not quite the middle of the sand, but truthfully, I've never been exactly where I think you're going, so I'm going to do my best, but it's still a guess. I'm hoping to take you to the place you seek, the great city, but without having been there before, there's no guarantee I'll get it right. Close, at least. Fine. Definitely close, but not necessarily,
not necessarily on the doorstep.
Yes. I won't take you to the other end of the world. Like we'll get to the more desert. Roughly, I think the pyramid you need. Give or take a couple hours, maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. And it's worth noting that Taryn, he looks drained for sure. Like he's outwardly like grateful and joyous and happy to be home, but there is sort of like some dark circles under his eyes, and you can tell the whole kidnapping thing has been a lot on him. And you are in Irasil. Yes, You are currently in Irasil and Terran's home. Desric and Irasil are there too, and they're super relieved that everything is kind of back to normal. But as you're visiting in their house, there's sort of this like dark shadow over the three of them, like a conversation they're all avoiding having, but they're kind of aware they must have. So like people are happy and they're kind of celebrating, but there's also a subduedness to it. And they're all kind of avoiding looking at each other for too long, and they're trying to distract themselves with your presence. And Irasil will offer up 5 days worth of rations that don't suck. She's been cooking up a storm and wants to send you on her way with like some really good smoked jerky and some like cinnamon dried fruit and just things that aren't as terrible as regular rations.
5 for each of us or 5 total?
5 for each of you, which you are free to add. Yeah.
I will add the 5 rations that don't suck.
That don't suck. And she like busies herself in the kitchen cooking so she can sort of avoid, prolonged eye contact with her brother. Like you get that there's an elephant in the room for the three of them.
All right, cool. So yeah, I'm good to go when everybody else is.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. You guys want to head out now then?
What time of day is it? It's morning, right?
It's morning.
Oh yeah, then you might as well.
All right. So Endress is with you, and she's sort of chattering to Terran, talking about wanting to go specifically to the capital city, and they're both sort of looking at a map and kind of not arguing, but just like, well, could it be there? Or like, well, historically, what we know, because this place isn't very well documented, a lot of the information has been lost when the bombs fell. So they're just kind of trying to plan out the map and where they should try and send you. Yeah, and so with one final farewell, Terran hugs his sister Irasil and gives a big hug to Desric, and turns to the party and offers up his hands and motions for you guys to stand in a circle and like link hands with each other.
Good question.
I will do that, thinking it would be horribly ironic if Terran were about to die.
No.
Suddenly a knife comes out of nowhere and hits Terran in the back.
Is there any windows behind Terran? Just open windows with curtains bellowing?
There is. Now that you mention it.
Don't worry about it.
No, I do not want to kill off Terran right now like that.
Right now. Later, sure, but right now, no.
Well, I don't know. Where's he gonna go?
We're gonna try real hard not to get him killed.
Yeah, because Terran's taking us out there, then he's stuck with us for how many days did he say it takes before he can cast it again?
He said
What
I can do
did
it
he
once a
say?
day, I think.
It's once a day.
So we gotta get out there, keep him alive for a day so he can get the out.
Shouldn't be too bad, right?
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Naroke, before taking Terran's hand, Naroke will be like, "Don't worry, I'm sure you'll find somewhere new to live once Terran gets back." And then grab Terran's hand.
I also grabbed Terran's hand, not saying anything weird to the family.
She's gonna kind of look back at his family and just like, kind of give a weird shrug.
Last session they had been discussing like potentially needing to leave Newport because the Cult of the Eye knows that they're there, and even though we stopped this kidnapping, the likelihood of them coming back and just trying to kidnap him again is high. So it's kind of we need to get the out.
Right, yes. I'm
So
very
Naroke's comment
impressed you
isn't
remember
completely
that.
unfounded.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, fair enough.
Yeah, I remember there was like a conversation about finding Terran again in the future, but I kind of forgot what the conclusion was to that.
Naroke will send a sending.
To Terran?
To Terran if we need to find him again.
No, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I like it. Then he's not just lost to the ages. Okay. Hands clasped, even to those who are not touching Terran, your hands sort of feel unnaturally warm, not uncomfortable, but just magically warm. as the magic kind of surrounds you guys, and the world slowly turns foggy. The fog thickens and thickens until you can't see the people across from you, even though you're not very far apart.
Ooh,
And then you guys suddenly get the feeling of kind of free-falling for a moment. And then when the feeling subsides, the fog slowly starts to lift, ever so slowly. And as the first thing you notice as it's thinning is a bright light above you and how warm you feel.
Oh, God.
Naroke puts on the potentially raining hat.
And the ground feels compact, but with a slight squish to it in a weird way. And lo and behold, as your eyes adjust to the new light, you appear to be in a desert. There's a tumbleweed in the distance. There's a rattlesnake to your right.
Is the rattlesnake wearing a little cowboy hat?
Oh, it should be. That'd be awesome. It's not, but
So the rattlesnake is actually just underneath the cowboy hat. Someone had died, and their cowboy hat fell to the ground, so the snake's using that as a hiding spot from the sun.
It would. That's awesome. Yeah. Tyrion kind of lets go of your hands and steps back and kind of wipes his brows. His breathing is slightly labored. Like, he doesn't look too terrible, just a little like, whoa, that was a lot. He has never teleported that many people at once before. And Aaron is seeing to him and making sure he's all right. He's going to say, it worked. I'm so glad it worked. I mean, I knew it would, but it worked. I can still be happy.
You sound moderately unconvinced if you knew it would work.
Don't read too much into it. Welcome to the Morid Desert, and what I hope is, and he's gonna kind of shield his eyes, and in the distance, it's kind of miragey. You know, there's sort of a tall, not building structure in the distance, kind of hard to see exactly what it is. Kind of squarish in nature from what you can tell, sort of shimmering in the heat. And he's gonna say, I hope that is what you need.
I turned to Endress.
I mean, seems pyramid-y-ish.
I thought pyramids were supposed
Thanks,
to be
Andrews.
pointy. Looked more like a box.
Yeah, this one, maybe it was partially destroyed in the war. Hard to tell.
Just
Could
got
be.
the top half
I
done, guess.
remember reading once about a really janky pyramid where they got halfway up, realized the slope was going to make the pyramid way too tall, and had to, like, change the slope inwards. So it
That's
might
awesome.
also be that.
Another reason why I don't think slaves built the pyramids, but it was actually artisans that knew what they were doing.
Or at least artisans were given
second
calling the
try.
shots.
Fair enough. It's just like, what random Joe knows the exact angle and slope and is like, actually, on second thought, the math doesn't work out. Let's remath it. Anyways.
I had a brief moment of terror where I thought you were going to say that aliens made the pyramids. I was like, oh god,
Oh,
this
no.
is a bad time for me to find this out about you.
No one
No.
said anything about these pyramids.
No, I never got on that conspiracy theory. Never. Yeah, no. I do think artisans, though.
Pyramids
Okay.
were secretly built from the top bottom.
From the top bottom, as opposed to the bottom bottom.
Uh,
It makes all the sense.
uh,
So yes, the landscape before you. I mean, barren as a desert can be. Lots of cacti, which is pretty sweet. You know, what can I say about the desert? I don't know, it's hot. It's not a cloud in the sky.
hot.
Sun's beating down. There is a breeze, but it feels like the world is just breathing on you with how warm it is. So the breeze feels more like breath.
Gross.
Yeah.
Sword and Drum Heller. Got it.
So is just to check, is Taryn just following us for about a day and then he's leaving, or
Presumably, he's going to follow you for sure. For now.
I'm hesitant to leave Terran alone in the desert.
Yeah.
He does not want to camp out here for 24 hours on his lonesome waiting for his biological clock thing.
Yeah,
Whatever.
no, there's a rattlesnake right there. Definitely not.
what's that rattlesnake up to?
It is
Cowboy hat
watching
currently.
you. It's watching you with keen eyes. It's not doing anything. It's not shaking its rattle tail yet. It's just sort of watching you, kind of low, hoping that you think it's a rock because you're a dumb human person. People, you're a lizard folk, but
Darren, did you bring a hat?
Yes, right here. And he's gonna reach into a pocket and it's a little disc, and then he flips it, and a little hat comes out. Just one of those hats that are compact. Doop. And he too has a hat because it is hot. Endress also has a hat. She would have purchased one prior to this trip.
I hope so.
So everyone should be in hats, except Marsh. Marsh, do you have a hat?
Yeah, I just kind of guessed Marsh was kind of okay with the heat.
Me too, but yeah.
Nick's definitely. Nick's definitely got one of those straw hats from the 30s.
Nice.
Is my hat currently raining?
Roll me a d20.
Oh, just a second. Roll 20 said my connection has been interrupted. Let's try again.
Interrupted. $11. Your hat is not raining. It's still a good hat, though, providing some wicked shade on your face.
Good to know.
But no rain. Okay, so the party ventures forth.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll head towards the mirage in the distance.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, it's not necessarily a mirage. You know what I mean when things look kind of wobbly in the heat?
I 100%. But
that's it.
Me as a player assumes that this one's going to be a mirage.
That'd be smart too. Damn it. Anyways, you guys venture forth a decent pace, but it takes some getting used to from going from, I don't know, jungle and forest to suddenly super hot desert.
Oh yeah, I'm within a few minutes I'm sweating spinal fluid.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, you're still progressing, but it definitely slows as the hours tick by, and you get closer to your destination. It's about, when you landed, you probably guess 3 hours away, and you're an hour and a half into your journey. And yeah, a lot of you are drenched. It's kind of nasty. Anything in particular anyone wants to do, or are you just firing on?
I can't even. I don't think there's too many sights to see besides rattlesnakes. So
there are cacti.
There's lots of cacti.
Oh, cool.
Lots and lots and lots. Okay. Then as you guys progress, it's kind of funny. The desert sand is still there, but these little rocky inclines kind of raise up. And what is Drumheller famous for? The
dinosaurs?
Hoodoos. Yeah, I was like, the hoolies. It's not hoolies.
The hoolies.
Hoodoos are kind of surrounding you now as the ground shifts upwards into these really bitchin' rock formations. And whoopsies. Do you see a map? And by a map, I mean sweet. Yeah, cool. So this is
dinosaurs.
Yay!
Yeah. So as you're the desert kind of funnels you in, and you see lots of bones and more rocky kind of terrain amidst all the sand and whatnot, and you're funneled through this path. Oh, I guess you have Taryn with you. My apologies. Oh God.
Taryn is massive.
There we go.
He's a big boy.
Whoopsies. Now he's a tall boy. There we go. Taryn, of course, with you, as well as Endress. And what's kind of nice about this is you're getting a bit of reprieve from the sun based on where it is in the sky. Yeah, a little bit of shade from the not hoolies.
I think Taryn might be on the GM layer.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, I'm not seeing a Taryn.
I see him on one screen, but not on the other. You might need to hit refresh. I think Roll20's having
Roll
a connection.
20.
Weird. Yeah, he appears to be on the token layer, but yeah, I'll give a little refresh there.
Well, I think it's the players might need to refresh because
Yeah, I'm refreshing now.
I refreshed it. I just still don't see him.
Yes, Roll20's doing a thing. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'll
well,
believe.
it's funny
I'll use
because
my
on
imag-
I'm looking at it on Firefox over here, which is what the stream has, and I see Terran there. I see the NPC token, but then I look at Google Chrome on my right, and he's not there.
Yeah, not crucial. He's there. Can you guys move your characters? That's, I guess, now what I'm concerned about if Roll20 is being... Okay. Cool. Okay, great. Otherwise, it's functioning. He's just hiding in the back. As you progress, you notice a lot of bones. Some look very reptilian. Some look maybe kind of human. Some look like animal bones of various sizes. But a lot of bones.
Does it actually seem like structures are made out of these bones?
Yes, it does.
Do they look fresh?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take like a closer look. Lizard folk kind of inherently know how to make things with bones, so I want to see if I can try to guess what or who made these.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you give me a oh gosh, what would that be? A knowledge nature?
Sure. 13.
13. This doesn't look like any smart handiwork that you know the lizard folk are kind of responsible for. Like, you can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but it seems a little too rudimentary to be of your kind.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, something that's relative sentience built this, obviously, but definitely not lizard folk. And yeah, that's what you can discern from that. Wow, your Roll20 roll just popped up for me.
Huh.
All right. Way to go, Roll20.
Yeah, I think Roll20 is having some issues today.
How close?
Go on.
How close are these caves to the structure? Are they still a good distance away?
These caves here?
Yep.
Yeah, they're not too far away. Like,
Are these torches actively lit?
They are actively lit.
Okay.
Though, as the breeze kind of picks up, looks like they're going to go out, and then the breeze lets off, and they're fine.
Should we say hello?
I mean, that wouldn't be the bad thing to do.
Hello.
No response.
I guess they left. I guess we could just walk on by. These
Nick, what do you think the likelihood of us getting ambushed is?
I'd say fairly high.
Neat. And Naroke follow Marsh.
Oh, God. Okay. So, how's the party progressing?
It seems like we've got a nice natural path right here. Don't see why we shouldn't take it.
Yeah, that does seem to be the thing to do.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell that or climb the rocks. And last time we climbed rocks, we had to go and fight grannies.
I guess I'll just... I'll actually do like a quick check. Is there any like other footprints on this path, or is it just mainly pretty abandoned?
Oh yeah, there's tons of footprints. No check needed. Everyone can see that this is a path that is well used.
Okay.
Lots and lots of large paw prints.
Yeah, I'll see if I can use a survival check to identify what made these footprints.
You betcha.
And can Naroke do a perception check to see if he can hear anything, like any beings moving around?
Of course. Marsh, you discern these as jackal footprints, but also that some of them look a little more elongated than normal.
Are they walking as quadrupeds or bipeds.
You notice both.
Ah, okay.
Naroke, perception to hear things.
18.
18. Weird. I see Tom's survival, but not your perception. Odd. Yes.
Roll 20's having a day.
As you kind of hear through the breeze, try and tune it out, and you can hear a faint howl that kind of sounds echoey.
Oh, sounds like they lived in a cave or something. That of the rocks here are echoing all over the place.
Hey, Marsh. Do you know if jackals are? Do you know if jackals are nocturnal or not, Marsh?
Not on the top of my head. I'm not in the desert too often. I'll do a nature check just to see if I know it offhand. 13.
You know that jackals are active during dawn,
Google
and night.
Just
Sorry,
a quick Google.
Are active at night or not active at night?
So they're diurnal and nocturnal. So active during dawn, dusk, and night.
I look at the sun. Where are we at?
None of those.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
It should be fine. It's
but
not...
you also know that the tracks are not just anyways.
Or not just
I'm not going to
jackals.
teach you anything. Do.
Well, so even though, they're probably not active, I guess I'll just send Raptor to just run this path quickly, back and forth.
Just kite any enemies back towards us.
I was more thinking if there was like a tripwire or something, or like if they were like on a really strict script, maybe like I'd aggro the group.
hit the trigger volume and aggro the enemies that are associated with it.
Yeah. Oh my god, devs must hate you.
I guess, yeah, I'll just get the raptor kind of just run the length and then run back.
Okay.
Gets 10 feet, activates a tripwire, falls down, eats shit.
Oh.
Raptor, I don't know, kind of prounces along in his little raptor way, and I imagine he gets to these bones here and seems kind of interested for half a second before turning back around. So far, so good.
Well, I couldn't possibly check anything else. I think it's good.
This seems fine. Do we really want to skip the jackal encounter?
I mean, what if the jackal encounter wants to skip us? We should just let him.
Okay,
So,
I think we proceed with caution.
Yeah,
I'll find the gnolls.
Yeah, I'll still have Raptor go in front, but yeah, we're still proceeding pretty cautiously.
Okay, if you guys are stealthing the heck out of it.
They might be stealthing. Naroke has no capability of stealthing. Jingle.
I'm more walking very observantly.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
That's fair. So I would say oops, that's not mine. Endress, Terran. As you guys are moving up, when you kind of get into this clearing area here, it smells like dying, like rotting meat, and just kind of rancid and awful.
Gross.
Nick, Marsh, did you open up the bag of rats?
I check. No, I don't think I did.
Oh my god.
Well, now it smells worse. Thanks, Mark.
I always forget about the bag of infinite rats, and it always delights me to remember about them.
And the worst case is it's the bag of infinite rations, but hopefully that never happens.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't become an issue.
The rat in rations? Ugh.
They put the rat in rations.
Ew. Okay. Well,
can Naroke discern where the scent is coming from?
It definitely smells like it's coming from a cave.
Well, I mean, it smells like something big died that way. Or a lot of small things. 6 of one, half of the other. Or both.
I start trying to waft the rat smell towards the cave.
Just do we have like a tiny portable fan? That'd be great.
I'm pretty sure Nick has a foldable paper fan.
I think so.
That feels right.
There we go. That'll fix it out.
Yeah, so I get the sense that the party does not want to investigate the caves.
Is there any indication that there's something cool in the cave that we want?
Not yet.
Like this is just someone's home. Like it'd be kind of rude to just intrude.
You're on a walk in the river valley and you see a site where someone is clearly like camping out. You don't go and poke around in the tent. That's rude.
Especially if the tent's shaking.
Yep.
You leave that tent alone.
Yep.
It's true. Like you're not wrong. Okay. Well, as you guys are continuing to progress, you now hear chittering.
Oh, great.
Bug chittering?
Yeah, are we talking
No.
bug or are we talking kobolds?
Less bug and more.
Oh, I'd love to run into kobold. I want to pick one up.
You know how when a cat is hunting something and its tail does that weird flicky thing, and then it starts to sort of, I don't know.
It chatters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
Any indication where that noise is coming from?
Yeah, it's coming from the right of you.
Oh boy.
Can Naroke do a perception check to see if he can spot anything?
Yeah, for sure. Anyone can. There's
Oh,
always
No,
a right
Naroke's
of
not
you.
paying attention.
Okay. You're distracted by the smell, Naroke. Assuming you got something low. I can't see your rolls.
I got 7.
Cool.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. Yeah, you can tell it's coming from the right, but you don't know if it's up high. You're not really sure. It's sort of getting carried off on the wind.
I'm just gonna tell Raptor to go behind the rock. Do.
All right. You, as Raptor goes behind the rock, yeah, you hear howling.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Hey. Guess that
Found it.
pathing worked.
Naroke howls back.
And I don't know if you guys will even be able to see it from a player standpoint, but that's okay. Boop.
Ah!
Oh,
2 big spiky
Biggie.
wolves.
one small.
They're were-jackals. So the big
Yay.
one is standing up on 2 legs, but I just couldn't find a specific token that looked exactly like what I pictured.
Are
Do we
they
call them
aware of
wackles?
this?
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Roll a d10 and take that much damage.
Oh. Eh.
So the one on 2 legs wields a rusty scimitar, and this
That's-
guy's just
That one there? The big one?
the big one. Yeah,
Okay.
he's got a scimitar, and he's very tall and scrawny and lanky. They both look a little bit mangy and gross.
Hooray!
Yeah. And I want everyone to roll me initiatives.
Hooray!
Whee.
Oh,
Love me a fucked up jackal monster. 15.
15 for Nick.
7 for me and Marsh.
I'm going to assume Marsh goes before Naroke.
Yeah, Marsh has a +2 to dexterity, whereas Naroke has a -1.
Yeah, so 7 for Naroke. Andra should get in on this, but I don't remember her. Oh, it's a 0. That's easy. 19. And are we going to make Terran fight? He's more of a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, don't let Terran get eaten by jackals.
Yeah.
His family will never forgive us.
Just a little
so
nibble
true.
should be fine.
Not
He
that you
doesn't
guys
need
can see
both
it,
feet.
but Terran is going to kind of cower back a little bit into a little nook there.
Yeah, for the party who can't see, Terran is hiding back here.
Okay.
So weird.
It's really weird that I can see it on one of my monitors, but not on the other.
I don't even know how to begin. Okay.
It's not even a Firefox thing because I'm on Firefox and I don't have Terran's token.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on Chrome. So top of the order is the Jackals. And having spotted Raptor and being super stoked about that, little Jackal's gonna run up here. I don't want to hear that joke over and over again.
But it's a jackal.
I'm at odds with Family Guy right now. And he is going to take a bite at Raptor's tail.
Yep.
19 to hit.
Yep.
Which is pretty friggin' sweet. Come here, D4. That's a D10. That was the wrong die. And that's pretty sad. So that is 5 biting damage on Raptor.
Nom.
Launch.
5 Monch damage.
And Big Buddy here. Do they get... no, he does. He is going to kind of step in a little closer, and he's going to slash down at Raptor with his scimitar. That's a 7.
Nope.
Yeah, alright. Boo earns. It hits the hoodoo above him, and rocks rain down upon Raptor. One conks him in the head, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It is now Endriss's turn. What is she going to do? She's going to cast Bless on the 3 of y'all. But first, let's just roll that explosion check. 16. Y'all are fine. So 3 creatures of your choice. So Naroke, Marsh, Nick. When a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack or roll.
Is that every time or once?
Every time while the spell is up.
Yeah, so it lasts up to a minute, which is, I can't remember how many
10
rounds, but 10 rounds. There we go. And so she's going to concentrate on that while keeping an eye out for Terran. So she's going to hang back after casting it, so that way she's going to move her token. So she's got better coverage of Terran.
Okay.
And we are on to Nick.
Okay, I'm gonna move up a step, and then with the hoodoos and everything, do I have a clear shot at the jackals from where I am, or do I need to circle around?
You would have a clear shot at the big one, but not the little guy.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to take a shot at the big one.
Okay. Big, little.
That is a 21.
That hits.
Okay, and I get sneak attack because Raptor's there, right? Raptor's not incapacitated?
He's not incapacitated. Is he within... Yeah, it's a certain amount of feet from the enemy, right?
It's within 5 feet, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you definitely do.
Okay, so with sneak attack, that is 11 plus 13 is 24 piercing damage.
All right. Cool. So it goes through, and you see it ka-ting onto the rock face behind him. So that is a solid through shot. He's still standing, and he's howling in pain and swiping his scimitar in the air, foaming at the mouth a little. And his eyes look into yours, and they're piercing red and terrifying. And he just makes some hello wicked eye contact, not even focused on Raptor anymore.
I've pissed him off. This is bad.
Yes.
He's all the way over there.
Before the end of my turn, I will sidestep to hide behind Naroke.
Okay. Very nice. I see you are angry.
I see. Excuse me.
Marsh, aka Swamp.
Hey.
You are up.
Oh yeah. It's just so if understanding I have a 1d4 to the attack roll?
Or a saving throw. Sorry, let me just... Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, okay.
attack roll.
I am going to just shoot the big one with fire ray. I'm just gonna roll it and then added 1d4 later. Or firebolt. And then, yeah. So that would be a 23.
To hit, yes.
Yep, so that's a total of 13 damage. Fire damage on the big one. And
Okay.
I am just gonna tell my raptor to just start fixing itself. So I could do its repair action.
I love that just in the middle of combat and it's just like preening itself.
That's basically how I was picturing it.
I just imagine Raptor standing stock still, and you just hear a lot of like buzzsaw and like hammering noises from inside of him.
It's like a really old workshop. And yeah, repaired that damage, and that is the end of his turn. So that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Naroke. Raptor is currently self-repairing. What are you doing?
You would just hear the hammering nails in the background. It's like
This is like mobile construction zone.
Nick, aren't were creatures also people?
You know, I think we need at least 3 philosophers in the room to answer that question.
Well, I mean, like, don't they turn into people?
I mean,
Or
eventually,
people
I
turn
think.
into them, or
I don't know how were creatures work. I haven't met one before.
Yeah, this is my first were critter encounter. I can't tell you.
Would I be able to roll? Oh god, that'd probably be Arcana. Either Arcana or History. Both were turn negative one for me.
I was gonna say I'll let you choose. Can you use bless on? No, that's a saving. You do have a scholar with you. I don't mind telling you that because, like, Naroke is aware that Endris came from the University of
Werewolves.
Mora.
University of Werewolves. I'm a werewolf you grad.
Hang on. My cat's being bad. Stop it. Here we go. So yeah, you can make a check on it, or you can ask Endris.
Naroke will ask Endris.
Okay. I mean, technically he's kind of monstrous right now, but once the sun goes down, or I don't really know how it works for jackals. I'm not jackal familiar, but he is kind of still a person.
So we can finish them off now, but when they start turning back human, I guess we're with our weird moral code, we need to stop.
She's gonna say, "Are you really having moral objections to this right now?"
I don't know.
I'm just contemplating whether or not I have to leave things behind.
Right, if you kill him.
Is Naroke able to go through this area here, or does he have to go up and around?
This. Oh yeah, no, you can go through here. It's like slightly kind of rocky, difficult terrain, just this section here. But you can still climb over it. It's not super tall.
Kitty.
Messing with the dice.
So Naroke, or I guess you said it's difficult terrain in here?
Yes, just this 5-foot section. How
Okay.
do I draw it?
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
You can't have the D10. Here, have a
I can
D8.
technically get to there.
No one uses a D8.
Naroke will get to there, and you'll be like, And he's gonna grab one of some of the jerky from the not shit rations that Irisel gave us.
Okay.
And he's like, want the meat? Want the meat? And he's gonna throw it.
Which direction?
He's gonna throw it up here.
All right. I should have made the map bigger. Okay, that's your turn is to move.
So move. It's like he pulls out the jerky, like waves it around, so like getting a little bit of that like smell of the meat in the air, and then throws it. And like intentionally throwing it like a little bit past the were jackal to see like.
Oh yeah, like I imagine it ends up not on the map where yeah.
Man, this reminds me of a weird like advanced D&D thing I read before, where it's like I think like Gary Gygax wrote some rules once, like the percentages throwing food would distract an enemy, and it's just like my favorite part. If it's like, oh, if it's like a unintelligent enemy, it's got like a 90% chance. But my favorite thing is if you throw like a sandwich at an intelligent enemy, it still has a 10% chance to distract them.
That seems too high.
I love the
That's too high.
idea.
You say that it's too high, but at the same time, if you and I are in a fight and I throw a sandwich at you, you're probably going to be distracted at least for a second. And you're like, what? Why did they throw a sandwich at me?
I mean, yeah, depending on the nastiness of the truck stop sandwich, I mean, it would give me pause, I'll tell you that much.
I just picture like a lich is chasing you, and he's just like, sandwich, good point.
Egg salad sandwich. I haven't had one of those in weeks.
Egg salad.
If you're a lich, I imagine it would be a bit longer, but oh well, maybe. I don't think don't judge what a lich does.
The lich might still be a chicken farmer. Who knows?
Yeah.
The little known fact that liches can only eat egg salad sandwiches after they become liches.
It's the telltale sign of a lich.
Oh my god. So if somebody's in like a tavern, a shady tavern, and they order an egg salad sandwich,
They usually just get shanked at the assumption of being a lich, yes.
Awesome. Alright, so you throw some jerky, some not sucky ration jerky. Because I didn't make this map big enough, let's just assume that you can still see things up here. The large were jackal does not seem keen on it. He's still sort of fixating on Nick.
Oh boy.
The little jackal is nomming happily on Raptor's tail. But you hear the howling as two other...
oh god.
You fool, you've summoned more jackals.
If I can... Wow, what is going on with this?
Roll20's having a time.
I'll just manually put it in. And two more jackals are summoned at the smell of jerky.
It's the jerky. It's the jerky of infinite jackals.
Wow. And they do not seem to notice the party. They are both fighting over the large piece of jerky and kind of scrabbling. Go on. Yes.
Is this a situation that would benefit from 1 to 20 rats?
I mean, probably on account of they're probably all starving, and if we can just keep feeding them rats till they're full, then they may not be. They'll be too full and too fat to bother trying to attack us.
I kind of don't want to like make the bag of rats too angry by sacrificing hundreds of them. That'd
I'm
be
sorry,
kinda
are we
mean.
assuming the bag of rats is sentient?
Well, we do know there's
it's
the Rat King in there.
Yeah, there's an implication how there's a big rat in there that makes all of the rules, but like,
Has anyone cast detect thoughts on the bag of rats?
how would you get the right rat? There's a lot of them.
You just hear the cacophony of rat screeches when you cast the spell.
It's just thousands of little squeaks saying cheese.
I don't know. That body was pretty good that one time. Maybe it'll feed us more humans. Didn't one of you say they now have a taste for flesh?
Yes.
Rats.
I don't even remember why you fed the body. Anyways.
To get rid of evidence.
To get rid of it.
Right.
I did it for the rats, but they did it for other reasons.
Would the situation benefit from 1 to 20 rats?
I think so.
I'm probably gonna hold up from the rats.
Okay, it is in your possession, Marsh, so you, I suppose, get the final say unless somebody's so wrestle.
Marsh is the arbiter of whether a situation could benefit from the application of 1 to 20 rats.
I just want to like open up like the bag and put my ear close and say like, nah, the rats don't feel like it.
I mean, that being said, we have fed them one of us, so they by all accounts, they could spare a body's worth of rats.
Yeah, is it by volume or per individual? Like, is it 1 rats or the equivalent in weight of rats as a whole human body?
We can throw 1 rat, or I guess it would be 1 to 20. We can't choose.
Yeah. Cannot choose. There's also not to say that the rats can't scurry away. I mean, they don't instantly die just because they're in the presence of jackals. Like, I don't know how they'll fare in the desert.
I mean, if you bring out enough rats, the rats will just dominate the desert ecosystem.
Disrupt the eco. I was just thinking Australia, like, oh my god, now we're gonna have a rat.
An invasive species.
This isn't Alberta. It's not rat free.
I mean, Alberta's not rat free either.
To be fair, I've only seen one in my life, so I'm okay with that. And it was
Rats
dead.
are not native to North America.
They come here on boats.
They sail the
Boats,
pirates.
trades.
I mean, are you gonna? Oh, yeah, sorry.
I don't think it's my turn.
Okay, I'm assuming then we're not doing the rats. Is that the?
No.
Well, Naroke's turn was walk up, try and distract him with jerky, summon 2 more jackals, and I'm assuming it was my action to throw the jerky in the first place. So
yeah, all right. Okay, I thought we were still undecided about the rats, but yeah, they're not feeling it.
I'm not the one who gets to draw the rats anyway, so.
It is Wolf's turn. So, little bitty Wolf here is going to take another nom onto Raptor, who is currently self-repairing. That is a 2!
Nope.
Even with the modifier. All right. So, big boy Wolf here, who is fixated on Nick, is going to... Yeah, move his full movement.
I guess Raptor gets an attack of opportunity.
He sure does.
Where can you draw the path that it takes to get there?
Yeah, let me do the snap. Oops. How do I? There we go. Yeah,
I think you get an attack of opportunity too.
Anyone that comes within, the feet of it.
So if it's going that way, can it even go through me?
It can jump. Boy, it can jump over you.
Okay.
This thing is scrabbly and will definitely kind of parkour from wall to... Oh, I don't have my thing on. From wall to wall to get to you.
I got a 20. I got an 11, so that's probably not going to hit.
Does not hit its AC. Naroke, would you like to swing?
17.
Ah, that hits.
So 5 damage.
5 DiMaggio. Oh, that's a hard one. 5, which is... Okay, math. Cool. The were-jackal does his full movement and is going to howl. And I don't think anyone can see what's going on. It howls, and you hear another howl in the distance.
From which direction?
Great.
From where you threw the jerky.
Okay.
Infinite jackals.
Which brings us to Endris, who... she is not in fighty mode. What's Beacon of Hope do? Oh, but that's concentration, so you would lose Bless. Sorry guys. Endris is gonna keep hanging out by Terran. Trying to keep him jackal free.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, so she's just going to hold an action in case a jackal appears in her face, but she's got her cool little holy water mace at the ready. It is Nick's turn.
Okay, I don't have a were-jackal in my face yet.
No.
On the one hand, I kind of want to move further back down this riverbed. On the other hand, I'm not sure I want to kite a were-jackal towards Terran.
What's the worst that could happen?
I also don't like having this cave at my back.
Sounds like there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, I am going to shuffle just so that I don't have an open tunnel at my back, just to keep that from happening. And then I am going to take another shot at the big were-jackal.
Not going to scale the rocks and try and shoot down from above?
Oh, that's an idea. Can I use my movement to try and get up onto this rise here?
Hell yeah, you can.
Cool. Do you want me to roll something for that, or
let's do? What do we have here? Let's do acrobatics or athletics, your choice, just to see how easily you scale it. It's not sheer; it's like a slight incline, but it's about 12 feet up, so it will take a bit of prowess.
That's 23.
You cartwheel up it.
I'm up. Okay.
I thought that cliff was going down. Is it going up?
That one's going out.
Yeah, they're going up.
Yeah, we were at the bottom of looks like a dry riverbed.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take a shot at the werejackal.
I imagine you get sneak attack as well.
Yeah, because Marsh is
Damn
there.
Marsh.
Hi.
So that's 25 plus 2 is 27.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's 18 piercing damage.
Okay, it's more hard math. We carry the 1. All right, so its breathing is super labored, and where once it like wielded its scimitar, with vigor, it's sort of dragging its long, gangly arms now. It's still kind of focused on you, but it's not looking great.
Hooray!
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I got for this turn.
Okay. Endress, Nick, Marsh.
Thinking. Nah, I don't think that would work. I guess I will just. Yeah, I could try sleeping it. It seems close to death. You implied, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. The hit points for sleep.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty swingy. There's a good chance it doesn't proc.
Sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna try to put it in a way where if it doesn't proc the werewolf, maybe it'll proc the jackal. So that's what I'm doing.
That makes sense.
That is just a 5d8.
5d8, yeah. How many hit points?
16? Yeah.
How much damage did you guys do on the... Ooh. Okay.
We've done no damage to the small jackal.
Yeah.
Maybe the small jackal just has a jackal's amount of health, which wouldn't be a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Alright, so the large were-jackal, having once just kind of drooped its arms down, now drops the scimitar, and it staggers forward and collapses onto you. Marsh, can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, who's a cute sleepy jackal? Oh no. 15?
15. Oh yeah. No, you're able to kind of tell its trajectory, and you scuttle out of the way, and it hits the sand with a thump.
I pat its head.
Twitches its back leg.
Hey.
And starts bleeding onto the sand a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh. Well,
because you fucked it up.
That's gonna get infected.
okay. And yeah, I'll just tell Raptor to attack the jackal. So 16 hit the jackal.
It sure does.
8 damage on the jackal.
8 damage. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect. Naroke.
Well, with the one jackal or the were-jackal being down, I wish I was going to go and try and grapple the were-jackal, but that is not a thing anymore.
So you wanted to grapple it.
Naroke will take one of his regular rations and pull it out and like try and waving it in front of the jackal that's currently being pestered by Raptor, and just like trying to get his attention. Does it seem at all interested in the ration?
It does, yes.
Then Naroke will toss it off to the right and try and get it to chase after the ration, like having like its direct attention before throwing it.
Okay. Yeah, you toss that ration and it follows for sure. You hear the snarling as it kind of pounces on it and starts ripping the jerky in its mouth. It is thoroughly distracted. Yeah.
Naroke will just kind of like look back, it's like, Well, I think we're fine.
Yeah, we could just leave quickly.
I mean, we've already put the big one to sleep, and there's no sense in butchering all its friends.
Yeah, but I think we just run.
Yeah, I'm down with running.
I think we just run before that werejackal wakes up.
Yeah, it's only asleep for like 9 rounds. Or 10 rounds. That's not a lot of time.
Really? You don't want to check out the cave?
Is there any indication whatsoever that there's something cool in the
Is this
cave?
werejackal like covered in like golden necklaces and jewelry? Because I don't know, maybe.
No, he's not covered in anything. But you see a lot of bones, some clothing of people.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people went to investigate that cave and didn't come out.
Darn.
Also,
That
we have one person who can't defend themselves as far as we're aware.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I think our best bet is probably continue on.
I think we run. I think we book it.
All right. You scuttle forth. I don't know, north, I guess. No, east. You're heading east. What am I talking about? And you bypass the remaining jackals, who are all distracted with jerky. Well done.
Yay!
The encounter is over. Naroke, you did not have to decide whether or not killing a were person is a person.
Still have not had to leave a weapon behind.
I think a lycanthrope is like the type is technically humanoid, so
I was tempted of casting Charm Person on it to settle this debate, but it was pretty unlikely because it was in active combat with us that it would get work. So
doesn't it have disadvantage in combat?
Yeah. Well, if it was in active combat with us, which it was, so I was really hoping to use magic to just solve this debate, but it more than likely would just waste a turn. So
well, the other thing too aren't they still considered a monstrosity while in their transformed state?
Sounds like we solved that dilemma if that was the case.
I mean, you could befriend a man, get them bitten by a werewolf, and then it's already friendly to you, so you can cast Charm Person, and actually that won't work.
No, because once they enter their the were state, then
it is just a monstrosity.
They are considered totally different. So it's like, are they still people enough to count against our we haven't killed anyone counter?
Well, also, we neatly sidestepped that dilemma as it is, so I think we're fine.
Yeah. No. Okay. Great. Cool. You guys.
This is our only moral standpoint.
We are scoundrels with a moral code of we won't kill anyone ourselves.
Yeah, not because we think killing is wrong, but just because we noticed we had a streak going and we don't want to break it.
We just kind of want to go for the achievement at this point.
It's not even that you can't be bothered. Yeah, it's just a rule, like a point of contention for you guys at this point, which is really strange.
It's the technically pacifist run.
Scoundrels doing a pacifist run. Right on. Okay. This is not what I had in mind when I was like, make scoundrels. I want people that are okay with killing. And you're just like, how about no?
Well, see, the thing is, it wasn't even make characters that are okay with killing. It was like, make characters that are okay with doing shady things and aren't like super lawful. Like, oh yeah, we gotta abide by the law and all that kind of stuff. Like, people who are willing to do those like dirty things to get by. It's just like, and we have.
Yeah. In spades.
We have arguably done worse things than kill people.
It's true. And for that, I'm grateful. All right, that map is toast. You continue forth. Taryn is super impressed by your prowess in dealing with that swiftly, and by putting the great beast to bed, though he wonders if perhaps killing it was the right call. But he's not too disappointed. It was just a fleeting thought. And Endris, did anyone take damage? Oh, Raptor.
No.
Raptor
got chewed on a bit.
Right. Because you freaking scurried up a cliff and do insane damage. Yeah, Endris just gives you guys a quick once-over, just because she was more focused on Terran. But then you continue east towards the structure that's growing more and more clear. And it, in fact, from what you can tell, looks like a pyramid that was not made to completion.
Cool.
Yeah, there's still not scaffolding, but kind of structures around it as if it was still under construction and whatnot as you get closer to it.
So the top of this thing's not done. Does that mean that we can just, like, walk up the side and then just go down from the top?
And just is going to say, I guess it depends on if it was stopped midway through construction or if they just finished it like this.
I mean, who would finish a pyramid with a skylight?
That'd be really warm.
That's true. No, she doesn't have an answer. Though the closer you get, the more she is kind of concerned that this is perhaps maybe not the kind of capital city pyramid you're looking for, but it's a start. It's in the right direction-ish. She's just, from what she can tell, she thinks the location you're looking for is in fact more pyramid-y than a half pyramid.
Well, I mean, we could always go inside and see if they've got, like, a map.
I can't resist
You can't resist.
pyramid goodies, so I think we should check it out.
But Endris does also offer that in her research, it would not be uncommon for them to be linked via underground tunnels.
Ooh, that could be handy.
It's not
that's
guaranteed,
secret tunnel.
but
That sounds spooky.
because we know that crypts were a big deal to try and prolong the life of the rulers, and crypts were often underground.
Last one to get a mummy's curse is a rotten egg.
That's awesome. Okay. So another hour and a bit after the combat, you come even closer, and Oops. How do I move the player thing? There we go. Okay, can you guys see things, or is roll?
I see a whole bunch
20...
of dead things.
I see darkness.
You see darkness. Okay, let me refresh.
No, wait, it's back. I can see things now. Okay.
I see a whole bunch of dead bodies.
I see a whole goblins.
They are lizard folk.
No,
Okay.
wait. What?
I ran out of tokens that weren't Marsh.
Oh,
I thought
did we normally live in deserts?
It can be.
These lizards are all seen to be of a kind of goldeny, kind of cool scales. So they're warm hues of, burnt umber and sand color and such.
Huh. Well. Oh well.
People can roll me some perception if they want to kind of get a sense of what's going on.
12.
12, okay.
15.
All right. So I would say whoever had the 12 and the 15. Sorry, roll 20 still not showing me. 12, 15. You guys can see. Perfect. That's clear that all of these lizard folk were fighting. There's weapons all around them. So it looks like they died fighting something or someone.
Not each other?
You can't tell. Tom.
Hey.
You can discern some weird scuttling tracks in the sand, and also what looks like gaping holes in the bodies of the fallen lizards.
Oh, great. We have chest bursters.
Hooray!
I'll waltz on over to one of the corpses, and then I'm going to use medicine to see more details on the wound.
Okay. Yeah. You waltz on up. Nothing. 10. Okay. So you're taking a look at it. It looks like 3 large stab wounds. 2 in his chest, 1 in his thigh. You deduce that he probably bled out from the stab wound in his thigh before he could have succumbed to what you think was some sort of necrotic poison, because around each of the stab wounds, the flesh is also kind of turning gross and foul.
Yep.
as if some sort of, I guess it'd be venom, not poison, as if some sort of venom was, eating away at the flesh.
What equipment did they have on him?
Oh, great. He has, let's see, some medium leather armor, a short sword that's not in, like, total disrepair, like, decent enough. I don't know, would that fetch you? Like, it's probably worth 50 silver.
Yeah.
Just basic weapons.
Well, I take the short sword. It's like, well, gotta recycle.
And while you're here, Endress is like really paying attention to what's around you, and she's flipping through books, like her history books for references, and she's kind of got a scowl on her face, and she's sort of not sure if this is where you need to be, but she can't disprove it one way or the other.
So is this a big gaping hole, or is this a cliff?
It is a big gaping hole.
And is there a way to, like, easily cross over this area here, or would it have to be, like, go up to, like, here, and then over, and then back down to actually look in the hole?
You could probably take the time to crawl over the weird, jagged rocks. And probably be more doable with some rope and such. But it can be done without going the long way around.
I'm gonna do...
And are these, like, gigantic cannonballs?
They are gigantic cannonballs.
I'm gonna do a survival check, because I just want to see if I can determine if the dead lizard folk were, like, going to the temple or, like, coming out of the temple.
Yeah, definitely.
13.
13. It's not super obvious, because obviously there was like a fight here. It was kind of scuttly and sporadic, but you get the sense that they were coming out of the temple.
Okay.
How long have these bodies been dead?
I would say, Marsh, you can tell that they look to be about a week old.
Well, I share that.
Yeah. With a 13 survival? Yeah.
Is it easier to go down here to, like, at the very bottom of the map to go around to the left side?
Yeah, it definitely would be.
Okay, Naroke's gonna wander down that way and, kind of like...
Ah, you're taking the spicy way.
Well, Naroke wants to go, and he's gonna try, like, peek down and, like, looking in the hole and see if he can spot anything down there.
Pitch blackness. It goes on so deep, it's hard to see anything after a certain point. It's all just dark.
Is there any loose wood around?
No, lots of loose stone for sure. No, you know what? If you take a look around, you could probably find like an old withered tree husk.
Basically, Naroke just wants to find something to light on fire to use as a torch.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. You can find something.
Don't we have ever-burning torches?
Yes, but I don't want to throw an ever-burning torch down the pit.
Those are, like,
so many.
expensive.
We have so many. We
I
have
have
so
3
many
in
that
my
we have
inventory.
We have attached a bunch to Raptor.
What if we'll
get one of
need them?
Marsh's.
What if we'll need them for later?
It's like when you get an item in a video game, and it's like, this is a very important and very useful item. So, okay, so never use it. Got it.
Oh no, we need 25 ever-burning torches to resolve the final boss fight, but we only have 24.
And I'll point to this exact moment.
Naroke will grab, like, some wood, like, any scrap wood they can find, and, like, light it on fire and just toss it down the hole and watch as it goes down.
Think less building material and more just natural wood. Okay. Yeah, you light it on fire and kind of block the wind with your body, let it catch, turn it around in your hands so it catches more, and you toss it down, and it goes down, and then eventually you can't see the light anymore.
So
Is it just...
the light that it's shining on the wall, it's just rock all the way down?
It seems to be rock all the way down until you can no longer see it.
Neat. Naroke's gonna, like, scooch his way along the rock ledge here. And he's gonna try and get to this big cannonball. And, like, is this thing, like, embedded into the sand?
Yeah, embedded's not quite right. It's not stuck per se. It's just deep because it's heavy and sand kind of was displaced. If you're trying to roll it, give me an intelligence check, Naroke. You might surprise me. You know what? That's not bad for Naroke. You get the sense that if you dug near the bottom of it and loosened the sand closer to the hole, that it might have an easier time moving as opposed to, like, trying not to slip down the slight slope that you're at and pushing the cannonball.
Fair. Yeah, Naroke will dig out a little bit of the sand from the bottom and then go up and try and, like, heave and push it so it rolls down into the hole.
Sweet. So... Did that X show? Whatever.
Yes.
Okay. I can't move that cannonball, so just
That's
picture
fine.
it's not there anymore. Yes, it rolls down.
So it rolls down, and then as soon as it, like, gets going, Naroke's gonna go and stand near the edge and listen.
Okay. I would say there's 11 seconds of silence before you hear a thud and a screech.
Got one!
Yeah, if that was like a lizardfolk, that'd be kind of sad.
A question.
The last survivor.
Oh,
The
there it
last
goes.
survivor gets killed by Naroke. Question. Does the screech sound like, oh dear god, this thing just scared the shit out of me, or I just got hit by a giant boulder and it was like the death screech?
Oh dear god, this thing just scared the shit out of me.
Okay.
We're fine.
Naroke will just yell down, sorry.
I'm gonna, just before I forget,
Yes.
I want to check out these weird crystal things. They look cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. Give me... Arcana?
13.
Yeah,
13,
Naroke wanted to look
cool.
at them too, but it's like, Naroke has to do bullshit first.
So these seem to just be a crystal that's magically imbued to be like a torch. Without being a torch.
Is it floating?
It's not floating. They are just planted on the ground. Kind of like, you know how gardens, people have those solar panel things?
Yeah, I pull it out.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the orange part is embedded into like the brown rocky surface around it. So you can pick the whole thing up, and it probably is a little bit bigger than your hands together. Yeah, it's not too heavy, and it just is magically inclined to light up when it's dark.
Okay, I'll just go around picking them all up.
All right, what's the rest of the party doing?
Naroke will definitely take one of those.
I'm
All
watching
right.
a reenactment of the ever-burning torch incident.
Magic
So-
light sources.
Well, I mean, and how big is the crystal on this thing?
Like 2 inches long by this wide. I don't know, an inch wide.
So this is something that Naroke could just, like, stick on top of his hat, and then as we're going through the dark tunnels, Naroke has this little spotlight on top of his head.
Technically, hang on one sec. Let me make a note. Yes, the answer to that is absolutely. You could just collect them and stick them on your hat.
Okay, Naroke now has a hat light.
Like a miner hat from Desert. Freaking weirdos. Okay. So as Marsh is thinking like, ooh, crystal, I want to check one out, and Naroke is thinking, ooh, crystal, I want to check one out. Everyone roll me perception checks, please.
Oh boy.
5.
5.
The two people who are distracted by
2
picking up the
nat
crystals
ones!
got nat ones, which makes
Got
perfect
nat
sense.
ones? Yes, that's perfect.
Yep, Marsh got a 5, I got a 6.
It's amazing. Okay, I have to refresh roll 20. I really want to see these rolls. Okay, so you guys are obviously just full of crystal joy. Um,
Yay, that's me.
oh, and Endris should roll. So Nick and Endris, you both hear like chittering, honestly, and the sound of like a hard scraping on rock coming from the little hole where Naroke unceremoniously dumped a cannonball, and it sounds like something is climbing at an alarming rate.
Hey, Naroke, you might want to stay away from that hole.
Why? What?
There's something coming up.
I hope they didn't. Maybe they can bring the cannonball. We can drop down again.
We could bring the cannonball. That would kind of be more a worse sign than anything.
Yeah, it really would be, because that means they have the strength to haul at the gas thing
While
up.
climbing.
Incredibly concerning.
Actually, before this potential combat, I don't think Steam to have control of Raptor, so...
Oh, my apologies. Controlled by... Hopefully that's fixed now.
Yay, thank you.
No problem, my bad. Everyone gets one round. Just do things.
If I move back towards where this other cannonball is, does that give me a clear shot at the hole, or am I obscured at that point?
No, this side that you're on inclines upwards, so you can kind of be up at an incline and see a little bit, like not down the hole very well, but you can see the hole.
Okay. I will then ready an action to, if something threatening comes up there, shoot the threatening thing.
Okay.
I'll just kind of station myself hidden behind this rock, I guess.
Okay. Taryn is going to kind of boogie as quickly as he can back. Endris will step not too far back, but kind of closer to Taryn. Naroke, are you doing anything since Nick gave you a warning that something's coming up?
Naroke had not been paying attention. Naroke heard Nick yell something about the hole, and so Naroke walked back over to the hole to take a look. I rolled an intelligence check. It's like, how much did Naroke actually process what Nick said? And I got a 1, which means I rolled a 2.
Unnatural one.
Not a natural one, but a non-natural one. So I rolled a 2. So Naroke walks back over to the hole to take a look to see what Nick's talking about.
That's fantastic. So yeah, you boop 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 peer down, and now with like the slight kind of glow from your new headlamp thing that you've mounted onto your hat, it gives you just enough light to see the face of a giant scorpion that comes scuttling up the side of the wall.
Boo.
And and it climbs up, and it, I don't know, hisses at you, Naroke, and I want everyone to roll me initiatives.
What noise do scorpions make? Fuck it.
Wee!
We're going with we.
23.
That'll be the noise it makes it on its way back down the hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrestle that scorpion back into the pit. It'd be really cool.
I mean, that being said, we can always try and get a rope and try and like harness this thing and have it like take us back.
You want to ride the scorpion? Okay, cool. I still can't see rolls.
So Tom has 17.
17, nice.
Or Nick has 23, and I have 10.
Yeah, I got the 23. You have 10? Perfect. And that's not the right die. And Endris got a 2. Good job, Endris. All right. Top of the order is Nick.
Cool. That looks threatening. It's going for Naroke, right? It's going to try and kill Naroke.
Yeah, and you definitely get your held action off first, I should say.
Oh god, I'm not blessed anymore. I'm going to ignore that bless roll.
Right, yeah.
But 13.
13 to hit? It does not.
Okay. And then on my turn, let me just turn off my bless modifiers real quick. I'm going to shoot the light crossbow again.
Okay.
God, it rolls so many dice. It's 12. That's not going to hit either.
No, does not hit. And yeah.
And that's my turn.
So excited. Okay, so the scorpion is going to it scuttles up and kind of moves by these stairs here before you see it kind of turn around looking for the threat, and it sees you, Naroke. And it's going to scuttle over the rocks. And it's going to take a claw and try to claw at your arm.
Okay. So it's trying. Is it a grapple check or is it trying to attack?
It's not grappling. It's just
Trying to.
It's just
okay.
an attack. Yeah. What's 19 plus 4? That means I score 23. 23 to hit. Oh God, I'm a fool. I said I would never need a D8, and now I need a D8. There we go.
You gave your D8 to the cat, and now look what happens.
I have my second one. All right, that hits. 1d8. You take 4 bludgeoning damage. And then multi-attack. The scorpion is going to attack with its tail, and it's going to try and jab it right through your chest. 13 does not hit. Yeah. Cool. So it misses with its tail, but it's still, got your arm real good, and it probably sucked. Next is the person with the 17, whose name I didn't write down.
Me.
Yeah, perfect. I just wrote 17.
Oh,
thank you.
I'm 17. Just gonna waltz around from hiding, and I think I can probably get a shot at the scorpion from this angle with firebolt. So I'm gonna do that. 17.
17 hits.
Well, I got a sad 5 damage. So
sad 5. We'll take a sad 5.
So is this like terrain here walkable, or is it like kind of a little too awkward?
It's walkable, but it's counted as difficult terrain, so you need to take it slow.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So let's see here. 10 feet, 30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, like with both of my raptors' moves, he can get here, but then he'd be done.
Okay.
So that's my turn. So yeah, he'll be imposing disadvantage on the scorpion. So as he does.
That makes sense. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect the fight to be at the hole. I didn't think you guys would be near the hole.
But Naroke's a dumbass.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's my turn.
Cool. And then 10 was Naroke, I believe.
Yeah.
Naroke.
So this thing is standing essentially right in front of the hole, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Neat. Can I can shove. How to shove?
5e.
I make a strength athletics check contested by the target strength or acrobatics check. I see that the target is incapacitated and succeeds. You need to knock the target prone or push it 5 feet away from you. Would you push it back into the pit?
It would. It would. Okay, so you're making, I assume, strength check?
Yeah. The rogue's just gonna be like, yeah, I don't like this. Go get back in your hole. And just try and like push it back into the hole. Just hands on face and try and push it back.
No, thank you.
All right. So your strength versus my
Dirty 20.
dex. Dirty 20.
You make an athletics or an acrobatics check, your choice.
Wait, what's its dex? Oh, athletics or acrobatics. Okay, so it succeeds, which is awesome.
What did it roll?
I'm just imagining like
I rolled a 19.
Naroke is pushing this thing's face back down into the hole.
You just
Go
like,
back
no,
in.
Get bad. Oh shoot! I apparently did not do the long rest prior to us
Oh,
actually
yes,
leaving.
everyone should have long rested.
Before we left town, I did not long rest, so I'm missing half.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
So,
took 4 damage in the first attack. There we go. Now I have my ship. You know what? Naroke's gonna give it a second go. He's like, no, like seriously, get back, and he's gonna try and push again. Right,
How many shoves do you get?
It replaces an attack action, and I can use 2.
All right.
Because I'm using War Priest, which allows me to make a second attack action.
Like on a bonus or something?
Yeah, as a bonus action.
All right, roll it.
And yeah, so that would be another natural 20.
Yeah, it goes in. It takes a bit of like fighting, so it's not just like a cool little shove. I imagine you first need to struggle to sort of rip the claw off your arm, which hurts, and then you got to try and like pin it down.
You know,
but it's super cool.
Gets hand on the face, just keeps pushing back. It's like, no, get back in the hole, back. Just gets it over that ledge.
Yeah, and it it falls down the hole.
Fall damage.
Mind the big rock.
Yeah. Shoot. Hang on. How does fall damage?
It's 1d6 per 10 feet that it falls up to a maximum of 20d6.
All right. I normally don't do this, but I am going to use Roll20 for this because I do not have enough d6. How does that work? R roll
/ R space, and then how many d6?
Yay!
So 52 points of bludgeoning damage as it hits the ground at the bottom.
That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah! More damage than I would have done if I hit it.
There are not enough ones in that for my liking.
There's
far
4
too many.
6s in there.
There's 4 6s in there.
Did we kill it? Mel, is it dead?
It had 52 health.
Oh my god!
We avenged the lizard folk. We did it, team.
And it whiffed its sting attack, so you didn't even get poisoned. Which would have sucked. It just needed
you have a cool monster and somebody Sparta kicks it down a hole, you know?
You guys suck. The scorpion disappears from sight. You just hear
a crunch at the bottom.
Down. Yeah, and then a crunch. Yeah.
Session's over, guys. We gotta go home now.
We have ruined 2 of Mel's.
Party doing?
We're just speeding
through
through
these 2 of Mel's
I
encounters.
I think Nick is just standing there with his crossbow up, like not fully comprehending what he's just seen.
Whole giveth, whole taketh? I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we've got some ruins to raid.
Yeah, cool. Endris helps Karen around the bend, and he is just like in awe at you guys and how quickly, like your formation, the scorpion came up and then everyone sprang to action and Raptor just ran in, no problem, scaling the rock sort of thing. And then Naroke grappled or like pushed off the scorpion down a hole. Like he's just, sorry, not Naroke, but Darwin is how he knows you, I think, if you're keeping up that ruse. Yeah. He feels he is in good hands, even though he's not too keen on being in these ancient ruins right now. Yeah. you'll join the party and just sing your praises, along with Endrus, who is not surprised at anything you guys do.
I'm surprised at the things we do.
I'm surprised that the things we do work.
Do we maybe want to, like, camp early and give Terran a chance to rest and leave so we're not dragging him into some
That'd
ruins?
probably be wise, because we can protect him from creatures, we can't protect him from I stepped on a trap and took a harpoon through the face.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, Naroke can take a harpoon through the teeth and survive. I don't think Terran can.
Yeah, no, he's just a dude.
He's just a dude.
He's just a guy.
Okay, well, yeah. So you guys are gonna... It is... What time is this? You went to their house in the morning, had some cool rations and some tea and
It was
whatnot.
at least 2 hours after we got up, because I had to go and get the metal ground down.
Yeah. So late afternoon, because it was about 3.5 hours, or sorry, 3 hours to get to this point. It's like
It's early evening.
not sleepy
Late
time
afternoon,
yet, but
early
early evening. Yeah. Like-
My players made this mistake in a campaign of mine. We're not camping next to a whole bunch of dead bodies. The scavengers will be getting at them.
I mean, the scavengers haven't been here for the last week.
Fine.
Maybe we should just throw all the bodies down the hole.
Is that respectful? I don't know.
I mean, that's
mean,
about as
Marsh,
respectful as
you're
burying
a-
things usually is. You throw them in a hole, just
Yeah.
we don't have enough dirt to cover them over again.
Yeah, it's just throwing things. It's throwing bodies in a hole with extra steps.
I imagine the bodies will get all mangly after you throw them like 100 feet.
I don't know, Marsh. What are lizard folk burial rituals?
There's not many.
Usually it's you eat
Just
them.
throwing them in a hole.
Yeah, actually, I think Naroke is right. We usually just, make sure that it doesn't go to waste, and I don't think we straight up eat them, but
The jaw,
probably some-
part of me is just like the jawbone of Raptor is just one of the old people from your clan.
no.
Are you moving up and collecting the torches, the little rock?
Yeah, I'm also
Torches.
looking on what is this, like a hole in the ground? Like, what is this?
I'm guessing that's
This?
where one of the familiars
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah, it looks
Oh.
like a caved in hole. Divot? Whatever. Words
Okay.
elude me.
I mean, we could always set up camp over here.
Why don't we set up camp in here?
Because we don't know what else is in there.
And Marsh,
Yeah.
as you step up further,
Oh,
no, you were there. Sorry, yeah, you were there. I don't know why Roll20 is making them massive.
Oh, hello, big lizard.
Yeah.
As you step up closer to like the entrance of the not finished pyramid, a lizard folk pops out with wide eyes, and this one too looks kind of the same creed as the others. He's got light sandy skin, and he starts talking to you in Draconic and being like, "We heard a ruckus. Is it dead? Did you kill it?"
I might know.
And then he looks
Draconic?
back and says, "Everyone, get over here!"
I know.
And,
Hey,
Thomas,
I
you're a
know.
lizard folk. You know Draconic.
Yeah, I know.
So does
Draconic.
Naroke just, Susan like, did you kill it? And Naroke just put him in, I did not kill any of these people.
Oh,
and you are kind of swarmed as some more lizard people come out. And like just kind of see the party, and this one over here, you hear him shouting in Draconic, like, "I saw them push it down! It's dead!" And like they're all rejoicing. And they kind of swarm you, Marsh, and they're touching you and just in awe.
it was totally me. Oh, hi. Marsh is kind of a little bit like awkwarded out, but just kind of just kind of it's like leans back. Is like, hi.
Let's say this one. Yeah, I'm gonna denote him with something cool. Hang on. Boop boop boop. This guy is an albino lizard folk. He's got beautiful pearly white skin and like kind of weird looking wide red eyes. and he's got some pretty big teeth in the front that are really pointy. And he identifies himself as Traz. And he's got a cape and a book and a quill, and he's kind of scholarly. And he's going to say, "How did you know we were in trouble?"
It just kind of looked that way, so we just kind of walked on in and helped deal with your problem.
Amazing. We've been trapped inside for weeks, unable to leave for food and supplies. The creature, we tried to fight it, but to no avail, as you can see.
Yeah,
Come.
This wasn't our first giant insect to deal with. I just kind of look
Nick
back.
is still in shock, by the way.
Atraz says that the king will want a word. There will be a great celebration. Come, bring your slaves. And he motions to the rest of the party.
I just kind of yell in common, "They want us to come hang out."
Naroke looks back at you and yells back in common, "Yeah, that's not what they said."
They seem really cool.
And Naroke's gonna come around this way and try and convene with Nick. It's like, I have a feeling they're gonna try and eat us. 60% chance.
60% chance. How do we feel about those odds?
I mean, the alternative is they don't try and eat us, and maybe they'll feed us instead.
Okay. I look over at Taryn.
I mean, the boy's pretty spindly. I don't think they're going to get much meat off him anyway.
No, I know, but it would be really mean if he died now, of all times.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You know what? Taryn is going to sense motive. Yeah. Oh, that's a nat 20! These guys are so grateful. I think we are in good hands. Clearly they're organized. Not organized enough to kill the scorpion. Rest in peace. But Taryn is completely on board, wants to get out of the sun, loves the idea of not sleeping outside.
Okay, sure. Come on, Taryn. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, if the boy dies, he's made his own call.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Endris are all for going in. So, congrats to the party. You survived the monster.
Survived.
Yeah, all the lizard folk were mostly stabbed and poisoned or venomed, whatever, by giant scorpion that made its home in the little hole. And you learn that the lizard folk of this temple here, this pyramid, have been without provisions and supplies, or unable to restock for a while. And as you enter in, it is a huge colony of lizard folk.
There's hundreds of me.
Just like in the first great chamber that opens, which has more of those cool torches that you saw outside that seem to be not the rock ones per se, but actual torches. Regular torches are lit and casting a shiny golden glow over the area. And you probably see somewhere 75 lizard folk, many of which have humans by them that are in sort of raggedy clothing.
Oh. Unfortunate.
But there's no, nothing debased seems to be happening. No screams or cries or woeful times. It's just lizard folk scurrying about with a little human or two following them.
This is fine.
We don't want to assume anything we shouldn't.
Didn't they literally say slaves to you?
They didn't say that. They didn't say that these people were slaves.
Just that you guys were.
Completely different.
And so Traz, who is ushering you in, says, come through this way, and he kind of gets people to part the lizard folk, and they're cheering and applauding as all of the party goes through, and they make way.
if you want food, like, I got, like, a little bit extra. It's not a ton, but... Like, I start just going into my bag and pulling out, like, not the rations that were made for us, but I just have older rations. I just, as we're walking, it's like, I don't know, you want it? So I just kind of pass it to them. I guess the albino guy.
Yeah, his eyes go wide and he kind of licks his lips and sort of shakes free and says, How holy you must be, how saint-like. Yes, the people will take what you're willing to give. But
I just had extra, man. I wouldn't think too hard about it.
And he carts you guys deeper into the pyramid. You go down a steep set of stairs, and the whole pyramid is super ornate, by the way.
Marsh's lizard
Oh no!
So what you're saying is I need to now prepare, like swap over and prepare water walk-ins. That way we can have them walk across.
Oh, we should have had it ready.
So you could just do weird feats of miracles and stuff. Yeah, so and even as you're walking, like the crowd of people, they're clearly not getting too close. Like they're following, but they're trying not to get up in your space, Marsh. But they're all like whispering, just like the savior, and like, oh my god, I can't believe he killed the monster, and they're just rejoicing. And Traz, once the din of the people grow quieter, they're not really following down the stairs. He says, I cannot begin to give you my thanks. It's just we were in kind of a bind there. Any longer, we were going to start running out of food. All attempts to kill the beast, did not go so well. And our other way out of here is unfortunately blocked. So you've really put us in a good way. The king will want to see you. Come.
Just kind of give an awkward thumbs up.
Now, I'm understanding none of this, correct? Because I don't speak Draconic.
Naroke's understanding all of this because he does.
As we're kind of walking, I just kind of ask, it's like, what was the deal with, like, the cannonballs? Like, have those always been there?
Yes, from old times, I believe.
So, like,
Go on.
Are you guys, like, making the pyramid, or did you just claim the pyramid?
Claimed, I think. My kind has lived here for as long as I can recall.
Okay. I was just wondering, the pyramid seemed like a little half-finished, so I wonder if you're, like, trying to finish the pyramid, or just kind of letting it do its thing.
Or letting it do its thing, as you say.
No, I respect that.
This is our home, our oasis, away from the monsters of the desert, of which there are many. It provides us with shelter, but the desert is harsh, not much else. So we need to go find supplies when we can.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of jackals west of here. I don't know. I don't think they got a ton of food, but they might have some stuff you can borrow.
Jackals. Yes, a bit of a nuisance. Usually nothing we can't handle. We try and stay clear of them nonetheless. And he's still writing stuff. You don't know what he's writing in the book, but he's kind of perpetually...
Is there any like towns nearby to raid, or are you kind of mostly isolated?
There was two kind of close, but we've long since taken everything worth taking in those towns. They're ghost towns now.
Makes sense.
Is that where all the people came from?
Some, yes.
No, just kind of like take a step back and like lean over towards Nick. It's like, so what do you think the likelihood of us lynching this king is? Save rebellion, lynch the king, take over,
Do we really want to be? Do we really want to be king of the lizard folk?
No, we would stick one of the people in, because they'd be sticking around. We wouldn't.
The way they keep looking at Marsh, I think our angle here is that Marsh is their new messiah. I think we push that.
Raptor Jesus, got it.
Oh no.
He's the Velociraptor.
Okay. As we're continuing, it's like you seem to be of the scholarly sort. Are you like the resident archivist? Not archivist. I know archivist would be the right word.
I'm the laureate. Everything I do is for posterity.
Out of character. What's a laureate?
It just keeps
Or keeper.
records.
Ah, okay. Well, before we get to the king, I wonder if you could help us. We're looking for like a capital in the desert. It has a bunch of other pyramids. You guys know where that is?
The capital. We are the capital. We are the center of everything here. But there are other pyramids, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you do have a lizard king, so this would be the new like capital. But if there's other pyramids, that's probably where we want to end up pretty soon here. So, do you got like a direction for those?
Or a map.
We can make you a map for sure. Draw you something kind of rudimentary. They're a couple days out, but you wouldn't want to leave now.
Your other exit is blocked off. What other exit?
Deeper into the pyramid.
What's blocking it off? Another scorpion? That'll be easy.
No, a kind of a collapse, a cave-in of sorts. Tunnels blocked, but pillars and falling debris.
That's more annoying to deal with. We can't kill rocks, can we?
Well, I mean, depends on whether they're living or not. There are some living rocks. You can technically kill those.
And at this, Traz is going to say, "You're quite familiar with your slaves there. You even taught this one the tongue of our people."
I like to call them friends.
At that, he kind of seems not offended, but just like shocked that you would give them that moniker.
I'm 'tis but just a humble city lizard. Don't normally keep too many slaves in there. It's very frowned upon. I think. I'm actually not. I kind of whisper to Naroke, I'm not actually too familiar with most of the city's cultures, but that sounds right, doesn't it?
Close enough.
Yeah, there we go.
Which is why you've come here, to shed that culture and embrace who you were meant to be. Welcome home. And he gives you a pat on the back, and
I just kind of speak to Naroke in common. I'm just like, I'm not as much as a lizard folk traditionalist as I think they think I am.
Nick is just sitting there quietly humming to himself.
hope I don't die. I don't want to be eaten.
I don't understand a word anyone is saying.
Actually, just a second. I need to check something quickly with tongues.
Oh, Endris does not speak Draconic, so Endris also does not know what's going on. Amazing.
I'm gonna hold on to this until we go and meet with the king. But I can cast tongues on Nick. So that Nick can actually understand, because the other thing too is the person in our party who is the most charismatic and is the most able to talk ourselves in and out of situations currently can't speak to them. But I just checked, and tongues does allow me to the spell grants the creature you touch the ability. So it's not just I cast it on myself, but I can cast it on someone else as well. Good. Now, that being said, how well the Lizard King is going to take to a human trying to woo and talk them up, who knows? But
yeah, no. That may be a difficulty.
So basically what you're saying is that'll bring your negotiation capabilities back down to the par with the rest of the group.
Yeah, it'll bring it back down to about Marsh level.
Woo! We're on Marsh's level for a change. How does it feel here?
I don't like it.
The entire time this conversation's happening, he's now that he's led you down the stairs, he's sort of taking you through. It's not labyrinthian, but it's just kind of like a hallway here, and then it winds down this way, and then another room. So he's just taking you deeper into the pyramid. It's not... You're not getting lost. It's really not that winding. You can probably discern your way back from where you are now.
Yeah.
And he's going to say, you'll spend the night, yes, of course. Oh, what is your name? How silly of me not to ask.
I've got a simple name. Name's Swamp. Came from a swamp. Nothing too crazy.
Swamp. Yes, very befitting a man of your stature.
I was so waiting for there to be a prophecy.
Swamp, the once foretold who came from the wetlands.
The
Land
once
of water
foretold.
and weeds.
No.
Well,
no.
I gotta say, it's like, I can't promise we can stay the night, but we could say hi to your king.
Well, we were wanting to stay the night regardless because we were wanting to have Terran GTFO.
Yeah, we would. One night would not hurt our schedule.
Oh, a busy man. Well, hopefully we can sway you into a little bit of a longer stay. But of course, these are your chambers, and it'll open up two great big heavy doors. And it's like beautiful bed chambers, like dusty from misuse, but bunk beds that have been carved into the stone wall, with sort of like a hay sort of palette. So not plush mattresses by any means. So probably not comfy, but actual beds.
I'm actually just gonna like. Does this place have like carvings or like fancy, anything like carvings like that on the underground, or not really?
Yeah, lots of carvings into the walls. They're quite ornate. No gems into the regular walls, but carvings of like snakes and like lamia-looking beings.
I'm just gonna, for some reason, as soon as I saw the stone carved beds, I just thought of it. I'm gonna just do a quick knowledge history to kind of determine who this pyramid was originally. It seems like that being. I for some reason didn't think about this until now. 7.
7. Someone real rich must have lived here.
Yeah, money.
All you can discern, or someone of great importance.
Oh, okay. I thank the Traz for the bedrooms, and I ask him, will we be seeing the king right away, or will that be later into the evening?
Later in the evening, the celebration is being prepared thus, and the king still needs to be, informed of your deeds.
I like parties. Okay.
The ballroom. I will show you to it. Your slaves can stay here.
Can I like to call them? We don't need to call them slaves. It's it's all good. But we'll sorry, but they'll be coming with me to the ballroom hangout party.
But of course.
Yes.
Who else will serve you? Marsh, Traz will show you the way to the ballroom. It's really simple, like down 2 halls, a left and a right. And it opens up to a super fancy, opulent looking room. And then we'll be like, we'll come get you to meet the king, and when the party is ready. And then he leaves you to your own devices.
Sounds good. And I guess
Traz,
I'll just kind of slow.
Before you run off, quick question. What is being served at the party?
Meats and fruits.
What kind of meats?
Red.
Delicious.
You're always going to turn
bread.
back to body. There. I think my likelihood of them going to try and eat us has gone up to about 80.
Oh boy.
I just gotta say comments like they're not gonna eat you guys. You guys are cool.
Humans are white meat.
I just kind of like slowly kind of walk to the bed and just kind of lay face down in the hay.
Andrus is gonna perk up and say, "So, what was all that about? I didn't catch a word of that."
So
yeah, I got nothing, dude.
So they think that we're Marsh's slaves.
Great, terrific, awesome. I'm sure
feast.
that'll be fine.
They're throwing a feast, and they're serving meat and fruits.
Meat, huh?
Meat, red meat. And
that should be fine. Humans are white meat.
Humans are not
Other
white
white
meat.
meat.
Humans fall firmly into the red meat category.
That's unfortunate.
Long pig. Okay.
Actually,
And
interesting enough, yes, humans actually fall into the red meat category.
Damn, you looked it up.
Terrific.
I looked
Great
it up,
news.
yes.
Your search history, man.
I mean, the search history of anyone who does a lot of writing is going to bound to have them on some sort of watch list.
Yep.
Well, theoretically, they're grateful. They seem grateful.
They're grateful to Marsh.
I just kind of roll over, and it's like, this is why back in the old tribe, we would just kill the people we captured, not go through this awkwardness. Anywho...
Sorry, could you repeat
Wait,
that
what?
part?
I only was able to like get bits and pieces of my memory back, but like, I wasn't like a giant fan of like how the previous tribe did things. So, but my previous tribe, they handled things the more. They didn't go through this whole happenstance of keeping slaves. It just makes everything really awkward.
So it's less awkward just to kill them, is what you're saying.
Just to clarify, I leave I left this kind of tribe for a reason. So don't worry, I didn't partake in any of the people capturing, people killing. Yeah.
Of course not. You were meant to be a hero.
Yes, that. Yes, me, hero.
I mean, when it all comes down to it, though, the slave thing does make sense, because if you eat everything right when you get them, anything you don't eat is going to spoil and go bad. But if you keep them alive, keep them around, you have longer food supply.
I'm not an expert, but it seems to be kind of strange to eat your working force? I don't know. Like, I guess
if it's eat the working force or eat nothing and starve, you got a meal.
What do you think they were eating while they were stuck inside and couldn't go out for supplies?
They obviously had stores. They had fruit. Maybe it's just fruit and lamb. Like, maybe.
Have you seen any sheep?
I haven't seen any fruits. But I guess to like answer to, I don't know, maybe like reaffirm Endress's worries, is it's like they think I own you, and since they think you're my property, they're probably not gonna eat you guys because they seem to like me now. I don't know.
Puts his hand up. It's like,
hi.
We're also gonna meet the king, and I think usually when you meet a king, you're expected to give an offering.
We dealt with their scorpion problem.
The scorpion.
That might just be what got us the audience of the king. That might not be... The king might still try and demand an offering.
Okay, well, okay, I hate to put it this way, but like they couldn't get together to fight a scorpion. I doubt they're gonna be able to take us down.
Yeah, if they couldn't kill one scorpion, I think we're okay.
I mean, I suppose all we did was have to push that thing in a hole, so...
I know, but like, I don't know, I wouldn't say their king is a strategic mastermind if he couldn't think of a way to deal with that himself. And not a strategic mastermind as much as you, Naroke, of course.
Yes, those were exactly the words I think of when I think about Naroke.
And Naroke just kind of scratches his head and is just like... I'm not sure whether I should be insulted.
I just kind of get up from my weird, awkward side laying position and sit on the bed, and it's like, well, I say we just, I don't know, amuse these guys, stay a night, leave the next day, head to the actual destination. Does that sound good?
I guess, with the understanding that shit might get weird at literally any point.
Yeah, I mean, No, it's fine.
You said that the entrance to the room was like a pair of big double doors or whatever, or
Yeah.
Naroke's gonna look like, is there any way to like barricade this?
Why? You think they're gonna like just make us the midnight snack? I don't think they're.
Naroke looks over at Marsh and it's like, there is a lot of me.
I gave them a bunch of rations. This should be fine. If we're, I don't know, 70 of them. Okay, I had 10 rations. That probably wasn't enough, but like.
No one wanted to insight check at any point.
Can I do a retroactive insight check?
Yeah, go nuts. They're gonna eat us, I'm so sure.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. They are hungry but humbled at your presence.
Okay, yeah, I don't think they're gonna do anything to risk pissing off Marsh.
Yeah, I think if they were still trapped in here, oh yeah, there would it would be snack time. But it's like they apparently still had some stocks of food, and their access to get more food just opened up. They're probably not gonna have Naroke nuggets or something. It's fine.
Or at least not without Marsh's permission.
Hey, that's the ticket.
I'm pretty sure they think Marsh is Lizard Jesus.
I just want to leave.
Tomorrow,
But to
after
answer
we
your
get Terran
question,
safe.
Naroke, there are things to barricade the door with. There are desks and tables and chairs.
Okay, that's
in
mostly
this
what Naroke
bedroom.
wanted to make sure of. It's just like, if needed, would we be able to barricade the door at night if we felt the need?
Yes, absolutely, you can.
Good.
Okay. At some point, Traz will poke his head back in and be like, 2 hours. 2 hours till the party.
Okay.
Sounds good. Would you mind if we go check out that like caved-in corridor? Assume that won't be too weird, would you?
Unfortunately, it's in the down below, and only the king can go down below.
Oh,
You
okay,
understand?
we'll
Is it
ask
down
the
below where
king
we dropped
during
the
dinner.
scorpion?
I don't think so. I mean, that
Does it connect to the big hole
below.
out front that we pushed it down?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Your slave asks too many questions, and he's going to.
Again, can we avoid the S word? It's just.
And he's already gone.
The concept is fine. It's just the word we have a problem with, I guess.
Like I'd be maybe fine with like servants. No. At least it implies I pay you.
Wait, we're supposed to be getting paid?
Are we supposed to be getting paid?
I'd actually love to know that too.
I don't know. You haven't gotten anything from Gidley in a while. No word from Gidley. Anyways, so 2 hours. You can do things in preparation or just go to the celebration.
Nick,
Yeah.
do you have anything to disguise yourself to be more lizard-like?
You know, I don't think my disguise kit goes that far.
Darn.
I think there are certain things that are beyond even the capabilities of a disguise kit.
Like makeup, yes, but would it be enough makeup to do scales and...
I don't have
And
Jim Henson's
no.
creature shop in this little box that contains
Yeah.
my disguise kit.
That comes next level.
I don't have craft foam in here. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, like, not even necessarily like going like full lizard folk, but like something to allude to you as if you had like some sort of lizard blood in you.
I'm not sure it would make that much of a difference.
What if your great grandpa was a lizard? Oh no. Yeah. I'm fine just going, but I don't know how we could pull off this disguise thing, to be honest.
And that's fine. It was just a thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. It's a good thought. It's just beyond the capabilities of the equipment that I have.
Fair. So as we are about to leave to go to the ball, Naroke is going to cast tongues on Nick.
Okay.
Knew it would come in handy.
So you can now speak and understand their language.
At the very least, I can maybe start whispering stuff into Marsh's. Marsh, do you have ears?
That's a rude question. I was like, yes.
Oh, Marsh is the offended one.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I'm posing as your slave right now.
No, not this. They're gonna be saying it all night. I already am getting ready for it. Let's just finish this up.
It's over with. So the short trip to the ballroom, not a soul can be seen. It's quite quiet in the hallways. But once you open up, I'd say there's like 150 lizard folk in there, and all eyes turn to the party, Swamp at the helm, and they erupt in cheers and clapping. And somewhere a band starts up with some real rudimentary instruments, mostly percussion-y drummed stuff.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So a band picks up. Traz comes forward and hails you to the group and says, to Swamp, the savior of the day.
I give the most awkward wave.
And from the other end of the room, you can all see there's like a skinny staircase leading up to almost like a tall stage with a big throne on the top and a big, beefy, golden lizard folk just sitting at it looking unimpressed with a very ornate crown upon his head.
Ooh, I want that crown.
No, Marsh, no.
I have mage hands. I could do it.
Marsh, no.
It has been a hot minute, but the party is looking for a crown. Just mentioning that.
God. Uh-oh.
Wait, sorry, what was that? We are looking for a crown?
The next artifact is a crown.
You got gloves, you got the cape. The boots are up north.
I completely forgot we were looking for a crown. Marsh just wanted a crown because it was shiny.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I forgot to reiterate why you were here, and I apologize.
Yeah, I also didn't remember what the item was that we were looking for. It was just like, huh.
I will sidle towards Endris and be like, so, that crown that he's wearing, does that look particularly familiar to you?
It doesn't, but I'd have to detect magic. How close do I need to be? I don't remember detect
30
magic.
feet.
I think it's like 30
Thank
feet.
you. I would need to get closer.
Okay. What are the components on detect magic? Does she need to like any somatic or verbal?
Verbal and somatic.
Shit.
Naroke also has detect magic.
Yeah, I just want to like if we walk up to the king's dais and somebody is visibly casting a spell, that might alarm some people.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
What if I bow to the king and then he can't see my face because I'm bowing?
That would work.
They also, yeah. I just kind of like look around. Is there any? This is such a weird question. Magical inclined lizards?
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I would say there's a handful that look as if they've maybe got like some gemmy things that might be in a component, or a couple of staves, which seem a little bit more magic-y than swords.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume Endris has got it.
Okay. Also in this ballroom, there are 3 super long tables that spanned almost the length of it, with chairs on the side. And on the tables is a bunch of kind of sad-looking dried fruit that you guys discern as being from cacti. There
Good
are
vegetarian
also
options.
There are also several, like I'd say 10 giant boars, like cooked boars on the table.
That's what we like to see.
There's also, it's super grotesque, there's like the head of a camel and then a bunch of cut meat on the other side of it.
Presentation.
Yeah.
Kind of. I just kind of say in common, it's like, see, you know what? We didn't have to worry about too much.
Can Naroke do a perception check to see if there's any humanoid?
Just a human stuck with like an apple in its mouth, just on the other table.
Yes, I always encourage perception
Any slabs
checks.
of meat that just look very humanoid? Dirty 20.
Oh, you see a femur. No, you don't. There's no femur to be found.
That was very humorous.
Oh.
Nothing. No, from where you're standing, and I imagine you guys kind of like going forward a little bit more, and people will give you space even though they're in awe. Nothing is particularly like, oh my god, that was a person.
Okay.
Or like, oh my god, that's Soylent Green. Like nothing's really.
Yeah, I can't assume too much about this group, but I feel like if they were eating human, they wouldn't try to hide it. I don't think they'd care.
Well, and that's why Naroke is like, like, is there anything like aside from like the boars that we're seeing like right out the gate? Like, is there just a human displayed across one of the tables?
Listen, I know we're being overly
Spleen is
paranoid
a
about this, but
delicacy.
also I've seen Hannibal 4 times.
I think it's great. You do notice, with the exception of some of the humans that are maybe currently following a lizard folk around or pouring some water or fetching something, there is a table at the back, and that's where most of the non-lizard folk people are kind of hanging out and like.
Look, they
snacking.
even get their own table.
Great, it's the kids' table.
The kids' table.
Question: how close is that table to the king's throne?
The one for the humans?
Yeah.
Or like the other people? That one's like by the doors when you walk in ish, and the king's throne is like on the other side of the expansive ballroom, so not very close.
Okay.
Almost as far as possible away.
Which is fair. Though to me it just feels a little odd that like, oh yeah, you come in, here's all the slaves, you have to pass by them in order to go to your table. But that makes sense.
I mean, it's not, it's like tucked in the corner, so I mean, technically if you walked in and you just had tunnel vision and you didn't turn your head, but yeah, they're not maybe known for their tact.
That's fine.
And Traz will say we've prepared a special table for you at the head here. Come, and like make way. And anyone that's kind of getting too close, he'll push them away.
Just getting shoved.
Push.
Yeah, and lizard folk and human alike part for you. And there's lots of whispers about and like lots of thank yous you're hearing, Marsh, as you go by.
They just kind of give like a random lizard-like finger guns, and I'm like, hey.
And people are like trying to finger gun back, like really reading into it, and now they're doing it to other people, and they're doing it back, and it's almost like you started a trend.
Oh, great!
Hey.
So Traz will bring you to the table, and it's a round table, not like super close to the throne. It's at that side of the room, and you're closer to the king. You can get a better look at him, but you're still not quite at the steps to leading up to the throne. And your table is filled with a whole boar for sure, with like a weird cacti fruit in its mouth. And plates and weird cutlery and some dirty glasses filled with some murky brown water or murky brown substance, who knows. And then Traz is going to kind of ascend and say, when Swamp gives the words, the feast begins. And he looks at you.
I just kind of look to the right, look to the left, and just kind of like almost half shrug, and I guess raise my hand and say, go nuts?
Everyone, nothing happens for a second, and Traz kind of gives you a funny look and says, you heard the man, go nuts! And everyone erupts in cheers, and a great big feast begins, and the band plays even louder. All the while, the supposed king is still just glaring. And everyone roll me perception checks. Which includes Endris.
Ooh.
22.
Ooh. 22.
22.
Perception. 14.
14.
With a 22 on the other side.
Wow.
Almost.
So everybody notices this as whether you're eating or not, but at the table as the feast is going on, the king is glaring, and it seems to be focused on Naroke and on Nick.
Uh-oh.
Like his focus is just
Not on
Like, he
Endress, just on specifically me and Naroke?
Yes. And behind, not behind, but on either side of the king, there are two little chairs, and there is a very tall dragonborn, and on the other side, a very beautiful elf woman. On either side of him. And there are, like, the other people here just very subdued and not showing any sort of emotion, just sitting quietly to the side of him.
I just kind of, I assume Traz is still here. I just kind of speak to Traz, and I'm just like, why doesn't the king decide to join in on these, as I gesture the food, festivities?
He'll partake when he's ready. Or rather, perhaps some food will be brought to him. I'm not sure. He seems out of sorts, to be honest. Usually he loves a good feast, a good celebration.
I feel like there's a little bit of tension, and I don't know. I'd like to say hi to the guy. He seems cool.
The king. I'd like to say hi to the guy. He seems cool.
Traz will put a hand on your shoulder and say, "I'll have a word with him. You will have counsel with the king. I'll arrange it. Give me time."
Counsel, just get him to have some food with us. There seems to be some space right here.
Someone has to explain the concept of monarchy.
No, just scooches his chair over and is we got a spot right here.
Yeah, it's like actually like I just kind of mentioned it's like where the group I used to come from, it's like we kind of ate together. Kind of was customary. It's kind of a bit weird the current setup with a lizard king.
Traz says, "You'll get used to the changes. I don't know where you're from. Your culture seems odd to me, calling them friends, but no matter." And as he goes to sort of walk over to the king, Endress is gonna kind of step up and be like, "Swamp, can you ask him if I can pay my respects to the king?"
Sorry, is she gesturing to Traz or
to you? To ask on her behalf, because she's trying to seem slavey.
And I'm sorry, but who am I asking to? I'm asking to the king.
Traz, okay. As he's leaving.
Oh, actually, Traz, before you leave, my companion here would like to express her thanks to the king for your hospitality. Would that be fine?
I don't see why not. Might be most welcome. Yes. Any other slave would like to come?
I'll go with Endress just to back her up in case things get weird.
Naroke will quickly cast detect magic as well and follow.
Are you doing it like in the same bow formation, or are you just doing it?
Oh, I see. You're doing it here and then moving with it. Yeah, I gotcha. Whereas Endress was going to do it.
10 minutes. So
that works.
Rather than walk up and then be like, "Excuse me, while I cast the spell right in front of you, great old king." It's like to cast at the table, just quietly, and just get up and follow along.
No, fair enough. All right, so the three of you, and you know what? Taryn's gonna join because he feels really awkward. He kind of gets the gist of what's going on, but feels it'd be weird if he stayed behind. So the four of you ascend the stairs. Traz at the helm, and he speaks in Draconic. The slaves wish to pay you their respects. And he kind of steps out of the way, and Endress goes down to her knees and casts Detect Magic, unaware that Naroke is doing this, has already done the same.
Yeah, I will bow with Endress.
And she does not explode.
Oh yeah, I also need to do an explosion check.
If that were the fireball entry on the Wild Magic table, that would be so fucking funny.
And then we just yell Tadao afterwards.
I also did not explode.
Excellent. No Wild Magic Surge here.
Well, actually, I forgot I do know. Okay, good. We didn't explode and I cast Tongues on Nick either.
Oh, yes, of course. That would be sad. Taryn bows in a similar fashion. I'd say, you give a good, respectful, 5 seconds looking to the floor, and then as you get up, still, the the king is just seething, and it's directed at Naroke and Nick. He barely pays Endris and Terran any mind.
With the proximity, what magic do I detect on his crown?
Oh, it is. The whole thing is just lighting up like a Christmas tree. And it is of, oh shoot, what nature is it?
The location and limits to burn a shock or freeze your fan's neck. Or might express the
I'm just imagining like the Country's the World song from Animaniacs.
Oh, that one's fun. Divination. Sorry, that's the one. How did I not remember that? So that is what the helm crowny thing is pinging to you and Endris.
So we're like standing in front of the king, right?
Well,
Correct.
you were still at the table.
Oh,
You can
I
follow on.
I think I would have followed, but I would have just followed a little bit behind.
Okay.
Just I'm maybe next to our teleporty guy at the back. And Traz is still near us, right?
Yeah, Traz is still kind of closer to the king and is gonna, and you hear him whispering, the swamp, I think, invited you to eat with them, which they would like a word. He would like to speak with you, of course. Will you wait till after the party? And the king kind of like puts up his hand and whispers something in his ear.
Check to see if I can overhear it.
Yeah, for sure.
Eat him.
24.
24. Holy crow. With a 23 on the other side. Damn. Even disadvantage wouldn't have saved me there.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Okay. You vaguely hear, I do not appreciate the challengers you've brought forth. And you can sort of see Traz visibly kind of seem confused by that. And then he like flicks him away as if he's done, like this conversation's over for now.
And then some Traz kind of walks by us.
Yes, we'll usher you guys down the stairs and say, apologies, but he will not have a word with you just yet. I think once the festivities have died down.
Okay, I have a question. Those two fig people next to the king, are they the king's? Just give me a minute. Slaves? or do they have a different relationship? Maybe more like me and my group.
Well, they are his prized possessions, of course. One becomes king by having the prettiest slave and the most powerful.
I immediately look at Naroke.
And Naroke looks back at you and he's like, well, obviously I'm the pretty one.
Obviously, yes.
Nick does do the most damage.
Nick does do the most damage. Like, as far as it goes, yeah, Nick does the most damage out of our party.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Is there any like customs I should? No, never mind. I won't ask. I wouldn't even have that information. Yeah, I don't say anything.
So he kind of sees you back to your tables. What's up?
So as we're actually while we're still up there, Noak's gonna kind of like look to the Dragonborn and look to the elf, and can I do? I'm not sure whether it'd be a perception or an insight, basically to get a feel of like what each of them might be capable of, as far as combat goes.
Yeah, why not?
Do you want insight or do you want perception?
Well, let's do insight.
15 apiece.
15. Oh, yeah, look at that. You sense they are broken, just defeated by their lot in life. And while the big one, the Dragonborn, maybe has some chutzpah behind a punch or whatever, you don't sense like a quiet, seething capability within.
Okay.
It's all like he's just waiting to snap and like kill everyone. They're just sort of.
Well, it was more so like of the two of them, which one do I have? Like, if a fight broke out, which one do I have to be more concerned with?
Probably the Dragonborn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah.
So as we get back to the table, then Naroke's going to ask. What was his name? Traz.
Traz.
So you can take over being king just by having prettier and stronger slaves?
And winning in a challenge, of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
Of course. And how does one issue said challenge?
It's customary to spit upon the boot of the challenger amidst our people. Or the challengee. The one you are challenging. Spit upon their boot.
Wait, does it go like lizard to lizard, or does it go property to property?
Man to man. Lizard folk to lizard folk.
Oh, okay.
Marsh, I'm going to need you to eat like a bunch of those dried apples. We want no phlegm production tonight.
I just kind of say in common, it's like, but I want that crown.
Endress, from what use... And like, Naroke seemed to talk in common as well. Like,
I was saying that in common.
I know, but like, I'm just specifying that Naroke is also saying this is comments that Traz isn't here. Endress, what did you sense from that crown? Because I got all sorts of divination off of it.
Same thing here. Yeah, lots. It's like super powerful. I'm quite intrigued by it, actually. I think it'd be useful. I don't know to what end, though.
Wait, on top of being shiny, it's also powerful?
Oh, no.
I just kind of stand up a little bit from my bench, and it's like, okay, shall we... I just gonna say comments like, should we do this?
Just right into it, full speed. We're overthrowing the government.
I am like expectantly looking to Naroke and Nick though when I say this. What?
I mean, like, Endress, do you think that might be one of the artifacts?
I don't
think it has that much
yeah.
chutzpah behind it.
I can't say for certain. I really couldn't find information on the crown itself, but I mean, it'd be a waste not to check.
Does it even have to be an artifact? Like, come on, it looks so cool.
Well, I'm not saying that. It's mostly the... If it is an artifact, then unfortunately you don't get to keep the crown on your head all the time.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, artifacts, friggin'...
Just you have to put it in the bag. Not the bag of holding, but the bag of holding.
Maybe there's like a whole thing where you can keep it on your head if you like don't try to use it, and I just get to keep a cool crown. Maybe. It just looks so shiny. like I know like the gauntlets and stuff, like they kind of burn you when you like put them on, right? But like you have to like actively use them to use their power. So if I just like put it on my head and don't try to use it, maybe it'll be okay.
What if it's you don't get the option of whether you're using it or not, but having it on your head just makes you see things?
Maybe I'll put like a little cloth in between the crown and my head. It should be fine. Like there's got to be enough layers like in between that. Oh man. But
if you want to go and want a hakalugi on the king's leg, then by all means.
We'll back you up, man.
let's wait till after dinner. But after dinner, let's
sure.
do
eat
it
first. If you want to do it before we eat, fuck you.
Yeah. No, eat first, crown later. And then all repercussions of that after that, and then we're good.
Consequences? What's that?
Very crude.
Oh, I want it.
It's like a band with like these weird tentacle things coming off of it with a little gem, and then like gemstones. Very crude crown picture. Golden in color. Because I forgot to describe it.
Oh, good.
I mean, all you needed to say was really fancy crown to get Marsh's attention immediately.
True.
Hey.
I mean, the other alternative is we try and find where the king's bedchamber is and try and steal it. But that seems like a lot more effort.
This seems the quickest. This seems the simplest. I also kind of like whisper in common. They couldn't even beat a scorpion. Like, come on. We could get this done before night.
Can we also shove the king down a hole?
I don't know. He hasn't really said anything yet. I mean, he looks at him. I just kind of look at his glaring, and then I kind of look back. It's like, I mean, I don't think there's anything saying we can't.
I mean, he hasn't stopped staring at me since we got here. All things considered, I think he wants some. Not sure what but he wants something.
I just kind of tell my head, it's like, to eat?
As I said, I don't know what he wants, but he wants some.
Okay. Yeah. Me see way to get crown. Me go get crown.
I mean, we also have to consider that. Actually, I suppose 1 second.
You may have to beat this guy in a fist fight.
Fraz, what happens to the loser?
Well, of course, they are put to death.
It's like at the king's behest, right?
By the new king.
I just kind of saying common. It's like, we could just change the law once we're king. It's fine.
Yeah, you would be surprised how many monarchies were overthrown on that very principle, and it went badly.
We're only gonna be like king for like a
minutes.
day. Yeah, and then
it's fine. This won't lead to a reign of terror or anything.
No, I'm literally just gonna get the crown, be like, as king, I order you guys to let us leave, and then we leave. And then it'll sort itself out? I don't know.
No, you're gonna politically destabilize the lizard folk. take their badge of office and just do a leave.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure there have been popes that have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's probably fine. Don't worry about it.
And also, the great thing is if we get this all done before our friend's teleport ability is recharged, we got our ticket back to the city. Oh, come on, guys!
God damn it, they're just gonna speedrun the plot line.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Well, at the moment, Naroke is stuffing his face with meat.
Maybe also while I'm at it, I can maybe make a decree. It's like, slaves will now be referred to as friends, and then there's no...
And no other changes beyond that, huh?
I'm not a politician!
No abolishing slavery, just change the name of it.
Oh, abolish. That's get rid of, right? Okay, yeah, no, we can do that too.
The slavery as the institution is fine. We just don't like calling it that. What are you, the American prison system?
Oh no!
Oh, this is great.
They're not slaves. They're permanently indentured servants.
It's worth
They're
noting that
unpaid interns.
As you're talking in common, I don't know if you're eating, but throughout the meal, whether you're eating or not.
Yeah, I assume we're eating while we're talking. Well, I'm eating at least.
Other lizard folk are coming close and just whispering or saying words of thanks to you, and then like scuttling off. So you're getting a lot of people coming up to you, Marsh.
Before they scuttle off, I just be like, "Oh, you want to hang out? You want to just eat? The king's not using this seat. You can sit here if you want."
Yeah, the first person you offer to sit down and have food will take it, and will start happily eating of the pig on your table.
Hey, see?
It's a lizard folk with like some sort of murky brownish skin, and he's gonna ask, "How'd you do it? How did you fell the beast?"
Well, you see, with my magical powers, I caused the distraction, and my compatriot's crossbow weakened one of its knees, and then Naroke over here with the final move, just with a force to break its legs, pushed it down into the hole, perishing it for all time.
There's no impressive way to end that story.
How did you beat it? Yeet!
He goes wide-eyed and says, "It was the perfect plan."
I just kind of like tap my head. It's like, yeah, it's gotta use your thinky think sometimes.
Think. And Endris is gonna lean over and be like, "Good call using code names." As you call Darwin Naroke.
I mean,
Yeah.
Endris has heard us use Naroke on many occasions, and
You're so bad at this.
We lied to Endris saying that Naroke was Darwin's middle name.
It's middle name.
I picture Endris is finally confident. She's heard it a lot before, but I bet she's finally confident enough that she thinks she can get in on the joke. Where it's just like, yeah, Naroke.
One of the guys, yeah. He happily eats with you guys, and other lizard folk at other points coming by to say thank you, try and like push him off so they can get a seat with you too, and basically asking the same thing of how did you do it and what your plans are, and they're just making excited small talk.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make everyone happy, basically.
As you do. Okay, I'd say an hour and a bit into the food. It's kind of coming to an end. The band is still playing. Traz gets up for like claps, and the room kind of goes silent, and he thanks everybody for their celebration, and thanks you guys, the party, specifically Swamp, again, for the bravery and coming to their aid when they needed it most, and just really laying it on thick that in their darkest hour, you know, you were a beacon of light. Any motions to Raptor?
I command Raptor to do a little happy wiggle.
Everyone says ooh.
Ooh.
And yeah, he calls the celebration a success. The feast is over, though people can still linger and mingle and whatnot.
Naroke leans over to Marsh and is just like, I mean, if you want it to be a spectacle, now's probably the best time.
Yeah, let's get going. That was a nice meal. I just kind of like finish off my leg and just kind of stand up.
Undo a button.
Sorry, did Trez have like more stuff to say, or that was kind of it?
That was it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of start walking up the stairs with, I assume, Naroke and Nick in tow.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Endris and Taryn will sit this one out.
Yeah, they can either stay at the table or be at the very back.
Twiddle their thumbs. And as you approach, Traz looks sort of like what you doing, buddy, and tries to not stop you, but just kind of go closer to your way. And the king kind of sits up a little taller in his throne and is still glaring daggers at you as you try and approach.
I just kind of say to Traz, it's like just stay here, keep writing or whatever. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Don't worry about it.
I've
got it under control, and then I'll start heading up the stairs.
As Naroke's passing Traz, he's just gonna quietly whisper to Dominic, just like, you're gonna want to be recording this.
He's floored and stops any attempts at like trying to halt you, and pulls out his book and quill.
Yeah, just keep walking. I was just waiting until like the king like says or does something. I assume he'll at some step in.
Okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. When you crest the staircase, is when he steps up from his throne there, like sits up, stands. He doesn't approach you, but he tries to like make himself big, and he is quite big. He's a very large lizard folk.
Yep.
Yeah, wearing more ornate clothing than anyone else. He's got rings, lavish rings on. He says, if you know what's good for you, you will halt right there.
I just kind of give him a little bit of a polite bow, and it's just like, yes. Marsh's kind of confidence kind of like goes down a little bit when he's actually here. Like he was like ready for it, but actually standing here is like, yeah. So
Naroke steps up beside Marsh and just pats him on the back a couple of times. It's like, I mean, we know precisely what's good for us.
Yeah.
Have to act upon it.
I just kind of nod and I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I just kind of point at his crown. It's like I just kind of say, that crown, I want it.
You know how to challenge him. You know how to challenge him.
I'm giving. I kind of. I just kind of roll my eyes and kind of like walk up a bit closer, like trying, like definitely like paying way too much attention to his toes. And I'm like, am I close enough? And I take like a couple steps. Am I close enough?
Then
And
he goes to step back and like hits the throne, obviously, and so he's sitting again. And he's trying to like back away from you, like you're gross.
Naroke just kind of looks at the king, just like, I mean, he gave you the easy option, but you've made your choice.
I start making very phlegmy noises. I just kind of like charge it up for a bit.
See, I'm just picturing the like toothless noise from How to Dragon when he's trying to hark up the fish.
Oh god.
It's like a cat hairball noise.
It's worth noting that everyone in the room has gone deathly quiet. The band has stopped playing.
The only sound is the cat hairball.
If the king doesn't do anything, I guess like cough up a bone on his shoots.
All right. Roll me a performance check.
This is going to be good. Oh, natural 17. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Before he realizes what's going on and can try and scuttle out of the way, that bone just and like tinks off of his metal steel-capped boot and flings in the air and lands with a clack in front of the pretty slave, and everyone goes just shocked. And the king will step up and menacing and say, "Open the pit."
Oh, there's a pit?
People scuttle away and they're leaving the room. And like you hear people be like, "Fight, challenge!" People are freaking out. And they're leaving the way they came in. And Marsh, he's gonna lean down and like grab your tunic and say, "You're gonna regret this, boy."
I just
pushes you down.
I just gotta make sure I kind of land on my feet. It's like, I just wanted the crown, man.
He snaps his fingers twice, and his two kind of slaves stand up and walk with him, and they descend another set of stairs, and then disappear out of sight between an ornate stone door.
Oh, I guess it's like, no. That wasn't too bad.
Where's the pit?
The pit is deeper past your bedrooms, deeper into the pyramid.
You want to show us, since you'll be there anyway, since you'll be watching and recording.
Of course. Don't you want to prepare before the challenge, though? Also, I can't believe you challenged him.
We ate dinner. Like, is there any more steps to preparing than eating dinner?
I mean, I need to grab my trunk from the room, but
yeah, I'll just get some weapons or something.
But aside from that, as far as we're concerned, the king has done a great disservice and proposed a great insult by not sitting and feasting with us. So it only seems fitting that a king so disrespectful be dethroned.
He also couldn't beat a scorpion. That's kind of a bad look.
I mean, that's also true. King's kind of a pushover if he can't even organize that.
Traz is going to remark again, like, "Man, he taught you a lot of words." And say, "Yes, it's past your bedchambers, so you can grab what you need, and we'll continue thusly."
Yes, Naroke will go to the bedchambers and grab his chest and just like clunk that onto his back and.
Cool.
I've only burned one spell slot today, and that was to cast tongues on Nick. So.
Oh, you did also cast detect magic.
Oh yeah, that's right, detect magic. That was my first level spell. So yeah, I still have plenty of spell slots if needed.
If needed.
I'm probably gonna be fighting the elf, so.
The pretty one.
As we've already said, Nick is the one who does the most damage on their party.
Yeah, the most
Clearly I am the
powerful.
powerful one.
Powerful, pretty.
As Naroke is arming up, I just kind of quickly skitter over to Nick, and it's like, how good are you with drafting up laws?
Nick is just kind of paralyzed by that question.
I just kind of make sure there's no. I just kind of look. I kind of look at the hallway and stuff, and then I kind of come back in, make sure no one's there. It's just like, I don't want to be Lizard King. I just want to have the crown. So I don't know. I'm just gonna do a whole crown nab and ditch. I don't know. Is there laws I have to write for that? Is it a process?
and Nick is slowly processing what's saying, and then he comes to realization. He's like, I don't think I've ever stolen a whole country before.
I mean, is it really stealing if you're going about the right custom to take it?
It is if we're forging laws, and he pulls out his forgery kit.
Hey!
Yeah.
I just kind of say it's yeah, just kind of write whatever you want in there. I just want the crown.
The law is all crowns go to Marsh.
Law 2. Marsh is now leaving. Goodbye.
Can't stop him. Holy crow. Okay, Naroke has his chest. Endris and Taryn are gonna take all their supplies with them, just in case they need to dash, because they don't know what's going on.
Sorry, Taryn. You're gonna be here for this, bud.
He just wanted a bed, not to overthrow any sort of lizard culture. Cool. So, Traz leads you down the way. You're passing a couple lizard folk on their way to the pit, as they call it, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper into the pyramid. And at this point, it's a little bit kind of maze-ish. You still think you can probably discern your way back, but it's not super linear to get there. Kind of convoluted. And there is a large door. That's not really a door. It's sort of like an archway. Tons of archways. One is open wider than the others. And there's a faint blue glow coming from it. And all around these sort of... there's a weird darkness about the room other than the glow. And Traz takes you into this strange square room. This what they call the pit. On the other end, you can see already the king is awaiting you.
As Traz introduces the pit, I just kind of make a quick remark. Well, this isn't our first fighting pit, and it probably won't be our last.
Yeah.
Wait, did they bring Slamazon Prime here to announce?
Slamazon Prime.
I'm just gonna check real quick to see if Slamazon Prime is here.
She's not here.
Yeah.
Darn it.
She's not emceeing. In my defense, I did not know you guys were going to will into existence a fight club. So,
Here or back at the in the last town?
in the last town. This one's already been planned, roughly. But what happened in Oster Bay was completely you guys.
Oh,
so I'm
100%.
sorry if the fight pits are repetitive.
Oh no, it's fine. It's mostly just oh darn, Slamazon Prime's not here.
Yeah.
Listen,
No.
if you do something often enough, it's not repetitive, it's just a motif.
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, Traz is here, and he'll go kind of to the center of the room. And the two companions of the king are on sort of either side. There we go. On either side of the entrance there, looking just as stiff and downtrodden as ever. And I didn't populate this with a ton of NPCs, but all around the outside of the room here, draw shape. Is just filled to the brim with thirsty, actually not that side, just goblins cheering and foaming at the mouth, and they're really excited for a challenge. And
you said goblins, so that was
sorry.
just what
I meant
Goblins
lizard
come
folk.
from?
they just love a good fight.
If there's a fight club, that just spawns goblins.
There's a hype crew. No, lizard
Basically.
folk. Sorry. Full of lizard folk. And Traz, whoopsies. Go back to the other tool. Traz will move to the center of the room, and the kind of hype sort of quiets down a little, and he says, "As is our custom, a challenge has been laid upon the king. And so Challenger will bring his strongest forward to test the mettle of the king's champion." And everyone's like, ooh, all stoked. Love the smiley faces there. That's perfect.
We should not have draw privileges.
Yeah.
Why do
I'd
we
say
have
mistakes have been made, but I really like it. As long as you're not drawing dicks, I'm okay with that.
Oh no.
Don't you dare giggle. And the king will kind of step forward a little, and he's going to look at you, Marsh, and say, "Don't be a fool. I'll give you one chance to call this off."
I just kind of nervously say, you too?
That's maybe the most badass thing you could possibly say, but the way that you said it.
Oh no.
And he's gonna just scoff and say, "You are but a boy playing king." And he will churn back, and he's going to snap his fingers again and say, "I present my challenger." And then you guys hear the ground start to sort of shake, and there's a weird rumble, and the lizard folk all kind of begin to chitter and get super, super excited and hyped up. And then the shaking gets kind of stronger, and Traz here will book it.
He books it.
Pillar.
See ya.
Yeah. Well, basically. And from this corridor here, can I not change that to token layer?
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought like our strongest was one of our companions. Oh, it was a metaphor.
And from the doorway slinks a kind of sandy, golden colored, I don't know what is, a grick. A grick appears. And it shouts in its weird worm tentacle-like way, which is really just a bunch of meaty tentacles slapping against each other. And it scuttles forward, squares off, kind of looks at the party. It's foaming at the mouth and saliva pools at the ground below it.
Gross.
And seeing as we're encroaching on midnight over in UK land, I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Hooray!
Whoa! So we just beat this and we
I was gonna
win?
feel bad if I had to beat up like one of the king's slaves.
I just assumed that this entire time.
Yeah, we just assumed that Marsh was just gonna physically beat up the king.
You also assumed that they were serving people. They were going to eat you.
Listen, we're not smart.
No, I like it. It's
If
self-preservation.
you take a lot of time and go and assume, it makes an ass of you and me.
Yeah. Well, thank you to the players for sidestepping most of the combat in your own weird way. And then going headlong into this one. And thank you to anybody who watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed. Next Sunday will be the continuation of Giggle's campaign, where we are trying to go through maybe the Feywilds, or
trying to find a way to go back into the Feywilds and trying to deal with big spider problem.
Spider Swarm there, or who knows. And we will continue this clusterfuck 2 Sundays from now, where the party presumably fights a giant worm tentacle monster.
Hooray!
Assuming we don't find a way to completely derail that one too.
you know what? Nothing's off the table at this point. So
Especially with our party.
I can't count it out. So join us to see if the party sidesteps this too in some weird way that I haven't thought about.
Yep.
Yeah, and with that, have a great night, and we'll see you all later.
Yep. Have a good night, all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.